Alright, so it has been over a decade since Alpha 9 defeated the Cult of the Firstborn and permanently eliminated the threat of the one behind the black hole. Alpha 9 disbanded not long after that threat was dealt with many members going on to high positions in EarthGov. The ODM Academy was founded, and the Headhunters reformed. But as the tale of Alpha 9 came to its end, a new tale has begun. A new generation of heroes is rising, and this is their story.
Okay, we open up back here at Raven Rock. Same as it was all those years ago. At some undetermined point in time in the 5 years, Ash, Fequad, Julius, and Ceres were part of the Headhunters. Integra has her hand on her pistol holster. She's pulling the hammer down on the back of her revolver. As Ash, Pequod, and Julius stand in the briefing room, Integra was about to give a briefing to the squad as Ash continues to ramble about how much he loves Sarah.
Mama, I know you're not a big fan of me at this point, but I very much do love your daughter. I will treat her as good as I humanly can. I'll continue to be everything that she deserves. I know I'm not, but I just there's so much that I really
Integra
tell
shakes
her
her head,
do. I just
wondering where
I
she went
can't
wrong
continue. I can't
with
tell you
Ash.
enough of how much I
She
actually care
pulls the
about you,
hammer down on her
how much
revolver
how
further,
much I care.
trying to mask the sound of the click of the hammer,
I just want to
staring right at Ash.
worthy of her, someone who can make you proud as well.
She unbuttons the
Your
holster
daughter's one
button,
of the
pulling the revolver out slowly.
beautiful
And
person
then
I've ever met.
Pequod catches her attention. Pequod, mouth open, rolling her eyes, tugs on Julius's sleeve. Julius looks down at her.
Stronger than I am.
Pequod rolls her eyes in front of Julius. What does Julius do?
And Julius just nods and rolls his eyes also as he looks back at Integra and shakes his head.
She is one of the most wonderful things.
No. In Integra's head, she thinks no.
Wonderful and beautiful.
Not in front of them.
I just want to be there for her.
They've killed men.
But
He's their friend. She's staring right at Ash.
You'll come to care about me in time, Ma'am. I believe that we can be like this.
I can't do this.
I care about you too, Ma'am, and your daughter is.
As she just keeps staring at Ash.
Wonderful and beautiful and kind in every way imaginable. It's just I can't say enough words about how much I love your daughter.
And Integra flashes back to reality. 20 some odd plus years later. Looking down at the pictures of all the children, she has multiple pictures of each child as they grew up. Zap and Mama Land's children, the Rainfall children. She neatly tucks all the pictures on top of one another, puts them in a large backpack, satchel pack, puts on the same pistol she had in her, what I would call, flashback daymare, puts her belt on, puts her saber on, walks out to her bike. Ceres is gone. She looks around. She's left a note for Ceres on the table where all the pictures were. She gets onto her bike. As she pedals off down this direction, carrying the bike down the stairs to the beautiful, glorious abode, she looks back at the house. God damn you to hell, Ash. And damn you to Ricky. And we flash to present day. In the same place, Integra's bike is still here, though it's super mangled. Julius noticed it as he walked in. Completely destroyed, ruined bike. Pequod is pleading with Ceres. Ceres is hearing Pequod out. And Julius notices Ceres has a video file pulled up on her wrist computer. As Pequod, clutching her scarf, is demanding answers from Ceres, saying that they had a right to know about Integra's death. Go.
Julius takes a step forward, puts a hand on Pequod's shoulder. Ceres, If you don't want to show us, I understand, but at least tell us how it happened. At least that.
I don't. She looks at you. I don't. It's not how you think. Pequod, the only reason we found out, she can't even talk, she's at the verge of tears, is because town saw a Mercurius unit laser etching Integra's name onto the SIS memorial wall. Pequod fighting back tears. Sarah shakes her head again.
Julius looks down at his feet and back up at Ceres. Were you going to tell us at all?
Was eventually going to. Yes, she didn't want anybody to know. She didn't. She walks over here, closer to Pequod, puts her hand on Pequod's shoulder. She didn't want a funeral or to make a big fuss. Yeah.
Julius rubs his face, pushes his now longer hair out of it, and rubs the back of his neck, and he nods. Okay, I understand if that was her last wishes, why you wouldn't tell us immediately, but we would still like to know, Sarah said. Hunk would like to know. She was like a mother to him. All of us would.
Sarah shrugs. I think it has to do kind of with Ricky, my son, our son. Ash and Integra never really had the best relationship after things. Uh, she took to Ricky well, but I think Valorious men hit their stupid age at random intervals, and I think Mom left a note. She just had enough. Here, Julius. She'll openly video file on the wrist computer. Julius sees Integra, there's no audio. Sees Integra standing in the middle of an intersection, just waiting. Ceres, I hope you're prepared, Julius. Pequod gasped.
Julius looks up at Ceres. Please tell me her chain was broken or something and she's not doing that on purpose.
As the bus smashes into her, sending the pictures. She had the pictures. She was holding them against her chest, quite a few of them. Flying, and Integra flies back this direction, mangled. The bike goes this direction, and the street is filled with all the pictures of the children. The bus stopping in the middle of the intersection. You see citizens of the town, small town in California, rushing into the intersection. The bus driver coming out in horror. Coming back here. Ceres, who's now here. No, her chain wasn't broken. And Julius noticed she said something right before the bus made contact, but no audio. So
Julius's hands are shaking. They went up to cover his mouth immediately as the bus hit her. Fuck!
she caught suicide?
Fuck! He bends over, hands on his knees, shakes his head, looks up at Ceres. I'm so sorry, Ceres.
Ceres closing her eyes very hard, you can tell, with a lot of force in her muscles. Thank you. Yeah, Mom just had enough, I think. She just had enough. It was a lonely existence here for her. Ash and I mended things. Our relationship's a lot better nowadays, but her and Ash's, she never forgave Ash, and I don't blame her. There's a part of me that will never forgive Ash. Pequod is crying.
Julius puts his arms around Pequod, hugs her. Shit. He shakes his head. Can we have the video? So, I don't know if he'd like to see it, but we should show him, Hunk, at least him. I don't know about anyone else, but he deserves to see it too.
She will send the video to your wrist computer. Yeah. You can see now why I was waiting to. Lung cancer or Alzheimer's or something, that would have been. I would have told you guys right away. But this is. Ricky, our son, I don't even want to talk about him. Pequod just can't bring herself to say anything. She's still crying.
He puts Pequod's forehead against his chest and starts petting her head. He nods. Let me guess, he is self-centered, talks too much, only worries about himself and what else he can get for him.
She puts her hand on her forehead, trying to prevent her head from hanging in shame. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know where Ash and I went wrong. Ash tried. She shrugs. In my opinion, Ash tried to be a good father when he was here. Pequod nods, sniffling. I believe that. Saris nods, but I guess he never took to. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. He trains with Lazuli. Now he wants to be some type of martial artist. I don't know. He makes no sense to me.
He stares at Saris. Lazuli, as in Bunker Lazuli?
Yeah, Bunker Lazuli. Yeah, uh, Ash was trying to be a good dad. She shrugs. Ricky, for some reason, was obsessed with the Archfiend and Kurt. Ricky is a dumbass. She shakes her head. I guess it's better a valorous male hits their stupid phase at his age and more acceptable. But mom, mom was doing better for a while when Ricky was young, but then Ricky started spending all. Ricky has almost zero social skills. He spends the majority of his free time training with a woman who does not care about him, which we've tried to tell him, and he refuses to listen. And mom gave up, and I don't blame her. And I think Ash has given up on him too, which I don't blame Ash. If I didn't carry him for 9 months, I would give up on him.
Julius looks forward, and he's with Laz now.
All the time. All the fucking time. If there was a funeral for his grandmother, I doubt he'd even show up.
Pequod can feel, instead of just his hands like it used to be, Julius's entire body heating up ever so slightly as he stares forward. Right. He shakes his head, looks at Saris. I'm sorry you have a son like that. It must be terrible. If you need anything, company, food, water, do not hesitate to call us, Saris. Please, God, don't hesitate.
She nods her head. Thank you. I will. Like I said, I was gonna tell you guys, but the way it happened, just Pequod cutting her off. Well, um, Ricky and Laz deserve one another then. Saris nods her head. Yeah. Ash reached out to Lazuli and she actually answered. And Ash asked her if she'd be interested in training his son, and she took him in. And Ash and I never had any intent for it to be like this obsessive. It's disgusting. But Ricky fell for her trap. Bait and switch. Into my web, said the spider to the fly. Pequod shaking her head.
Julius lets out a morbid sounding chuckle. Oh, I can't say much about that. Same thing sort of happened to me, but. Oh, Jesus. Just shakes his head.
Pequod, what are Ricky's plans? Does he want to go to school? Something like that? Saris, I think join the military to try and outdo his father. He's a valorous male. Ergo, idiotic.
Julius raises an eyebrow. Outdo his. Outdo saving the fucking universe?
Ergo, idiotic. Saris shrugs. Pequod sighed. I don't know. I don't even know my own son's motivations. He's never here, so. And we tried our best. She shrugs again. Ash tried to be a dad. He always wanted to be one. He just met his match in maybe a younger version of himself. Ash had
He
to learn things the hard way. She shrugs. Guess Ricky's gonna have to too.
shakes his head. Does he at least call or fuck answer your calls?
He usually answers the calls if he's in the bunker resting, but we don't really know what schedule he's on with her, so no. Pequod sighed.
He nods. And does he know about Tegra?
We've told him, yeah.
And yet he refuses to come back.
I don't. She shrugs.
He just sighs, shakes his head. I'm sorry you have a fucking idiot for a son, Ceres. I don't know what else to say except I'm sorry and we're here for you.
Pequod, the only thing to be said is that they deserve one another. Crosses her arms, wiping away tears.
Julius chuckles. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Laz only picked up the phone because the loneliness finally got to her. She finally realized she was in the wrong about everything and wanted to hook someone else in.
Ceres nods. I'd say so. Yeah, it's been. I started training with her. I can't even remember the age, honestly. It was young. I don't even know how he became obsessed with Laz and the Archfiend. Probably Ash telling him about her. But it's not like Ash promoted this type of behavior. We tried. I keep saying it, but she rolls her eyes. Integra tried. Ash and Mom got along pretty well when Ricky was around to put up a good front, a family front. So
Julius nods. I wouldn't expect Ash to promote this kind of behavior. If I could say at least one thing for Ash, which I can say many things for him, but if I could say at least one thing for him, he learns from his mistakes at least, and this is one of his mistakes. So he would try to teach his son to be better than that.
Pequod fixing her scarf. Guess, like you said, Ricky will have to learn from his mistakes too. Ceres, it's a shame he will. Yeah. I had high hopes. She shrugs, but no funeral or memorial service. Mom didn't want any of that, so you're free to tell or show anybody you want. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like to know what happened to her. Scar used to write letters and send them here to her. Well, that was nice of him. She looks at the ground.
Julius nods, puts a hand on Ceres' shoulder. We'll let everyone know. Dade, are you okay with receiving gifts here? Flowers, anything like that?
Sure, yeah, I'm gonna. She gestures around the house. I'm gonna pick probably her room. I'll turn it into a memorial room for her or something. Ash would be behind that idea for sure.
Julius nods. We'll make sure to send some stuff then. A couple more pictures of the kids, something like that. Things Integra would enjoy.
She would love that. Yeah. She would love it. Clearing her throat. I have to go. I have to still finish paperwork for Mom. I have to do a lot of stuff. And her life insurance, mailing address. Get that canceled. So, take care. She nods and disappears. Pequod, Jesus Christ. Running her hand down her face.
Julius bends down, straightens his back out, and stretches his arms behind his neck. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I thought our kids were stupid. Crosses her arms, blinks, looking up at the ceiling.
Julius scoffs. Maybe all kids are stupid. It's just a bit of a spectrum. I mean, we were stupid ones.
I don't know if we were ever that stupid. Puts her hand on Julius's chest.
He turns her. No, I know for a fact we weren't that stupid.
Pequod looking where Ceres walked away. I should have invited her to dinner tonight, but I don't think she would have accepted.
He shakes his head. I thought about asking if she wanted to come and stay at Rainfall Lane for a bit, but I decided against it. She would have just refused.
Looking at the door she walked through. Yeah. Let's get out of here. I've got things I have to do.
Julius nods.
Got cooking to do. Spaghetti dinner. She smiles up and seductively blinks at Julie.
Julius tilts his head, picks her up. Can't wait for that spaghetti. You make the best spaghetti.
It's gonna be a depressing dinner. I hope Tommy comes. Especially if we have to explain to Dad what happened to it.
Julius rests his head on her shoulder. Tommy does make those kinds of things easier.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be there, yeah.
She'll lightly kiss Julius on the lips as Julius will carry her out. Julius, she's heading back to Rainfall Lane. Julius heading back to his post on Gateway, flashing to the academy in Davy private. Head of the academy office, principal. Hunk is doing all of Davine's paperwork for her while straddling Hale off of his hip. Hale being Icy's. She's newborn. She's less than 8 months years old. Off his hip. He's writing with one free hand, straddling her off the other.
Davine walks up to his side, puts her arms around his neck, and kisses his ear a couple times.
Oh!
You don't have to do that for me, but thank you.
Oh, I enjoy it. Trust me.
Oh, I'm sure you do, especially if you get this every so often. And she kisses his cheek a couple more times.
He'll turn and purse his lips for a kiss on the lip.
And she gives it to him.
He looks back down at the paperwork, then at Hale. Can't get over this one.
Davine stands on her tippy toes, looks down at Hale. She is very cute. Looks down at Hunk. You know, both of our kids have just the cutest little kids, don't they?
They do. They picked up. Well, I mean, I think our kids are pretty damn cute too.
Oh, damn straight. Well, us two, we're the best when it comes to our kids, everything like that. We win, but our kids do have some very cute children.
Propping Hale up, she's clutching onto his chest. I'm a fan of the cat ears. Makes her look even cuter. She looks just like. I've never saw any baby pictures of Nicole. There was none. But that's basically what I imagined she looked like when she was an infant.
Davy nods. And I love her big old eyes, and when they stare at you and she smiles and then grabs onto your hand. I just love it.
And now Nicole's all tall and grown up. Julius looks like Ewan McGregor. I just.
Davy covers her mouth and chuckles. Yes, they are all grown up. Not the. Clutches at her scarf. Not the same little kids that we once knew, are they?
No, they're not. But hopefully they keep producing more grandkids for us. And in the future, we can have another one. Which, speaking of having another one, our current two, one of them, today's the day for the talk. The Tal and Uncle Banksy want to have with Elizabeth. So
Davy purses her lips and nods. Well, it's definitely needed. I am all for it, and I suspect those two are the best to give it.
she's dead set on joining the military. That's fine, but I say we encourage her to do it one stint, one tour, and then back here with us.
Davy nods quickly. Yes, that is true. I don't think we can convince her not to join, but to just only do one stint, I'm sure that's doable.
He reaches into his pocket. Looks like he has like a collar. It's a circular looking device. He flips it in his hand and hands it to Davine, her mask. Custom made by Blaze and Jennifer for her.
Davine looks at it. Wow, very high tech. It all fits in this. Some kind of nano machine or something.
Exactly. All she's got to do is push that button, shroud her face. Hopefully, she doesn't wear it everywhere. Take after me. Ugh.
Davy nods. Yes, I would be remiss if that would be her kind of thing, but you got her mask. She's been asking for this for like years.
Yeah, I didn't really want to give her one because I don't think she needs to hide behind. She looks a lot better than I did at her age, that's for sure.
Davy looks at him. I'm sure that's not true, dear.
He chuckles. Let's go see her. I think Mama Lan is making her a sundae. Here, you want her? He gestures Hale.
Do I ever? She puts her hands out for her.
He'll hand her Hale and take her other free hand and guide her into the kitchen. And in the kitchen, Elizabeth, I don't know what she's doing, but Mama Lan. And then one time, many, many years ago, something was going on. I can't remember. It was some type of crisis where something about walking away from people, and you shouldn't do that. And me and Mr. Wiseau went to Target and got soft pretzels, and I solved everything. As she slides Elizabeth, just like she likes it, a chocolate fudge sundae.
Elizabeth hops off the other counter there, walks over. Thank you, Mama Lan. That is so. You are so cool, aren't you?
I know. I try to be. Me and my husband.
She takes a bite of it, swallows. Well, I personally believe you are very cool, so you got at least one vote.
Coming into the kitchen, Hunk, David, and Hale. Mama Land. Hunk, yeah, she makes the best crabs too. Mama Land, yes, that's where we all met. Mama Land's crab. I'll make you crabs sometime, Elizabeth.
I would love to try them, Mama Lan. Thank you. She takes a couple more quick bites of the sundae, sets the spoon down, turns to Hunk, and gives him a hug.
He reaches down, hugging her. Mama Land looking at Davy and smiling and Hale. And just look at this beautiful great grandchild I done helped birth onto this world. Hunk hugging Elizabeth. Jesus Christ, into her ear.
Davy chuckles at what Mama Lan said, and Elizabeth nods. Yet Mama Lan has been regaling me of tales of her thrilling past, fixing problems for the Rainfall family.
Hug, oh, well, she's a good problem fixer. Fighting back laughter. Mama Land, I'm done gonna go give Scar this sandwich. She walks out. Hug, yeah. I'm glad they came along to the academy.
Davy nods. So am I, especially when she gives us crabs. They are truly the best.
Mom has a gift for you, honey. Let's go of Elizabeth completely.
Elizabeth tilts her head and looks over at Davy. But you guys didn't have to give me any gifts. I'm just. What is it, a random Tuesday? I don't need anything. And Davy puts her hand up. We wanted to get you a gift, darling. Here. She takes out the collar and hands it to her. As Elizabeth looks at it, closer, closer, and her eyes widen, she gasps, looks up at Hunk and Davy. Is this a mask?
Yes, it is. Made for you by Blaze and Jennifer. So make sure you thank them. Made to your specifications as you asked. And it has all the bells and whistles, night vision, thermal vision. They put a lot of time and effort into it. So make sure you thank them. But yeah, we have some ground rules though. You are not allowed to wear that thing here at the academy or at home. Okay?
She has already put it around her neck and was just about to press the button.
You can push it now. Go ahead, honey. You can try it on, of course.
Yes! As she presses the button and the mask goes up around her face.
Good. Now push it again to retract.
Yes, sir. She presses the button again.
So if you want to keep that and you want to join the military, You have to have a talk with Uncle Tal and Uncle Banksy. Okay? You really want to go through with it? You have time to consider not joining. But Uncle Tal and Banksy want to have a talk with you. And today's the day. A couple years out, give you time to think about it. All right?
Elizabeth nods. Of course. Uh, it's not anything too bad, is it?
Unc looks at Davy.
Davine clacks her teeth together a few times. Well, darling, it's truly up to the person that's being told to decide that. So you just have to wait and hear it. As Elizabeth seems a bit taken aback by that. Oh, then that can't be good. Mum is trying to let me down easy.
Maybe so, honey. Yeah. So here's what I want you to do. Run along, thank Blaze and Jennifer right now, and then take yourself back to our house. And he looks at his wrist computer. Uncle Tal and Banksy should be waiting there for you. Get yourself ready for dinner tonight. It's spaghetti dinner night, and we'll meet you at the house in a little bit when we wrap up things here for the day, all right?
Yes, sir. As she puts up a little salute, chuckles, shakes her head, has to jump up to put her arms around Hunk's shoulders and gives him a kiss on the cheek, as she does the same to Davine.
He laughs, lets her go. Run along, sweetheart.
Alright, love you guys. As she runs off down towards Blaze and Jennifer.
She opens the door, coming in the room. Meow.
Hi there. As she gets on her knees and gives him a bunch of pets.
Meow.
And how are you today?
Meow. Blaze, that's the most stimulation that cat has had, my young madam. Always.
She chuckles, gets off her knees, walks into the room. I'm sure it has. I'll make sure to give him more pets more often.
Every time I try to pet him, he lifts his hand, and you see faint scratch marks on his robot hand. Jennifer pointing and laughing at his hand. Always scratches me.
Dude, Elizabeth walks over, takes his hand. I could always try and repaint it for you if you want, although I'm not very good at painting.
Oh, you could give it a try. Star will tend to my wounds. She's a good painter, you know. Quite the artistic genius, says Star giggle. What do you need, madam?
Oh, well, I just wanted to thank you two
For what?
for my beautiful mask that you so lovingly made me.
Oh, I
And
thought they were waiting till her 18th birthday to give her that. Jennifer chuckles. Star chuckles loud.
Elizabeth tilts her head. Huh. Well, I'm not sure why, but they gave it to me now. She pulls down her scarf and shows the collar off to him.
I hope it makes you feel safe. But don't overuse it. You are a beautiful young girl. He'll pat her on the head. Jennifer will nod. And so will Star. Jennifer, yeah, you're. There was a time I used to wear my hair like your mother's. And you look a lot like your mother, honey. You don't need to hide behind that mask. In fact, your dad, there was a time he hid behind the mask all the time, and then the first time I saw him take the mask off, I was just so confused. She's clicking a pen in her hand as to why he'd hide that handsome face behind a mask.
Elizabeth chuckles, looks down at her feet. I'll try not to use it that much. Looks back up at the two of them. Well, I do have to thank you, so she wraps Blaze up in a quick hug.
He hugs her back. You are
And then,
welcome.
thank you, thank you. She steps away, turns to Jennifer, and does the same to her.
Jennifer hugs her, and Star comes in for a hug. Little cobalt, grown up little cobalt. Meow. Star, I guess he wants a hug too.
Elizabeth walks over to Star. I'll give you your hug very soon, don't you worry. As
Wow.
she wraps Star up in a hug, and then Mr. Snuffles.
Oh, by the way, we finished working on your shotgun for you. It's up to your parents when you're allowed to learn how to shoot.
She nods. Oh, yes, of course. Do you mind if I look at it right quick?
Star looks at Jennifer, and Jennifer hits some buttons, and there is a shotgun that flips up from under a desk right there.
She looks at it, tilts her head this way and that. That is wonderful. Oh, man, I feel so giddy right now. I got my mask. I got to see my shotgun. Thank you guys. And she gives Jennifer another hug.
You're welcome, honey. As Blaze, yes, it's up to your parents when you learn how to shoot, my dear. And there was a time where perhaps you would have been taught when you were 2, though that time was averted, thankfully. As Jennifer, quiet to Blaze.
She pulls back out of the hug. When I was 2, I couldn't even hold a gun if I tried when I was that young.
Meow. Star. Oh, I think I know who they're talking about. Sit down. Meow. Blaze, you best run along. I hear your uncles are waiting for you.
Oh, right, of course. They have to give me some kind of talk. I'm a bit scared, but she takes a step back, gives Mr. Snuffles a couple more pets. But I will see you all later for spaghetti dinner, right?
Yes, we will be along directly. Once the academy, our duties are done for the day.
She smiles and nods. All right, see you all later.
As
She,
Elizabeth goes, she's got to go out this hallway here. So as she's going out this hallway, she sees Corellin and Samuel walking into Fledwick's office. And if she's running down the hall quickly, she bumps right into Suletta. Oh, looking down.
she takes a step back, rubs her head. Oh, I'm sorry, Auntie. Should have watched where I was going.
He looks down at her, puts both her hands on her cheeks, and starts rubbing them with her thumb. And where are you off to in such a hurry?
Oh, I was told by Mom and Dad that Uncle Banksy and Tal want to have a talk with me.
Oh, time for that talk. Her Elizabeth can tell she's looking off into the distance, remembering she has 1,000 yards.
Elizabeth puts a hand on Suletta's cheek. Auntie, are you okay?
Fine, fine. It's an important talk you need to have. Run along. She'll pat her on the head.
Okay. She looks a bit more frightened and a lot less confident than she was as she starts running off to uh, Uncle Banksy and Tal.
Elizabeth leaving the academy. Suletta coming in here. Hunk is trying to make out with Davine. What's Davine do?
Davine is expertly holding Hale on her hip, allowing Hunk to do whatever he wishes.
Kissing on her neck. Suletta comes in. Oh my god. Looks down at the dog and then back at these two.
Davine looks over at Suletta. You always manage to walk in at the worst times, Letty.
You done it in every room of the academy? Hunk. Yeah.
Davine smiles and nods.
Suletta shaking her head as Scar comes in here. Big flannel shirt on, pack of cigarettes hanging out of the breast pocket of his flannel shirt, cup of coffee, finished eating his sandwich. We got a problem here. Think you could hold the phone there on the whole necking thing?
Of course, girl. What's the matter?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it. Maybe it's not a problem. But Fledwick has started his fucking broadcast. Excuse me. Looking at Hale. Broadcasts again. And he's like, over a CB radio, they snuck into his office that we gave him for some reason. And it's basically broadcasting about you and how great you are. Are you okay with that? Punk, I don't think she would be. Look at
Davine shakes her head. Oh no, I don't want him to be doing that at all.
So that I thought the CB radio acquisition was strange. I saw Krellin talking to it.
Was it on?
No, Scar, that's par for the goddamn course. Walks.
Davine laughs. Well, I should probably go and take care of that. I don't want any more broadcasts going out about that.
Come on, let's catch him in the act. Probably like little kids. Take Davine into the main administrative office. Sonny's sitting here just doing some paperwork. Rocco's here. Krellin is watching Fudwick, and Samuel's watching Fudwick with great intent as Fudwick delivers a patriotic Davine broadcast to the world. Everybody can hear.
The great Queen of Gov herself, Davine Wainfall, Savior of the Universe, Operator of the ODM Academy. She can do many things, all of which expertly. And the things she cannot do, she will always learn. She will save you no matter what. As Davine's just staring at him, wordly looks at Hunk. Ah! Oh my shit.
Yeah, oh my shit is right. Try not to swear around our grandchild, please. Just straight to hell in Davine's arms. Okay, so what's going on here? I thought we told you guys no broadcasts of any kind coming from the academy. Krellin not saying anything. He's cowering in fear at the dad clearing of throat noise.
Fledwick hurriedly turns off the radio, looks at Hunk. We thought a broadcast about how good Davine would be okay.
No broadcasts of any kind. She does it makes her uncomfortable, right, honey?
Davine nods. It makes me quite uncomfortable, especially when people are talking about me in that kind of way. Please don't do that again. And Frederick nods. Of course, Davine, I will not do it again. As he pushes the radio further away off towards Samuel.
Can keep CB radio. Hunk, as long as you plan not to do any broadcasting with it, if you want to play with it, or if you want to broadcast about other things, go ahead, but just not about Davy, not about my wife, please. Krellin, of course. Right, Fledwick?
Frederick nods. Yes, sir. Not a problem, sir.
Samuel starts beeping. Krellin, quiet, Samuel. What's back this way? Hunk, what did he say? Krellin said we'll broadcast outside Rainfall Lane. Hunk, no, you don't have to do that. Just don't do it about her, please. Hand around Davine's hip and pulls her head.
She lays her head on Hunk's chest and nods. I would appreciate it if you did not do any broadcasts about me. Anything else, like, I don't know, any kind of podcast topic that you would want to talk about, that type of thing. Go right ahead. I wouldn't mind that. Just not me.
Of course. Krellin hand across his chest and bows to Davine. Samuel does the same.
Fledwick stands up and bows to Davine also. Yes, Queen of Afghav.
Hunk looking at the time on his wrist computer. Okay, let's go finish. He'll kiss Davine's neck lightly. The paperwork. This paperwork. Kissing her neck, taking her back to her private office. Krellin looks down at Frederick. They still don't know. Mother Goodeye. Close call.
Fledwick smiles, wipes the back of his palm on his forehead. Phew, am I white, Samuel?
Samuel beeping. Somehow Frederick has learned to understand Samuel in the 20. So Samuel is beeping to Frederick and Krellin. They will never find Mother Goodash's hidden location.
Frederick nods. Good save with the outside Wainfall Wayne. That way they'll never find out.
Think Mother Goodash would like to be in broadcast? Samuel happily beeping, saying yes.
I believe so. Mother Goodash is always up for a good conversation.
I'm sorry, guys. Did you say something about Ash? Krellin, crap. Forget she here. Nurse lady, red hair.
No, Miss Sunny, we didn't. We said
You know we
something.
don't talk about him here.
Yes, ma'am, we know we were talking about Bash.
Okay. She's looking over, tapping her pen on the desk. Samuel beeping, who she can't understand him, so she just rolls her eyes at.
Good old Bash and his big old beard.
Bash, very good man. Ash as should be, right? Sonny, right, whatever. Just goes in to see Jennifer Blazing Star. Krellin, another close call. Squinting, looking around, points at Rocco. You think he tattletale on us? Samuel beeping, no.
Flitwick looks at Rocco. Maybe he'd tell Honey and then Honey tell everyone.
Krellin looking down at Rocco as he gets up, does a, he's yawning like dogs do, and he just casually walks away. Krellin, I think we safe. Let's go see Mother Goodash now. Got flowers for her.
I'm sure she'll love them, as he starts clapping to himself.
Samuel happily beeping. As we cut up here, Julius has made his way back to Gateway. Sasha's here just talking to her bodyguards. Julius Pequod back at Rainfall Lane, getting ready for spaghetti dinner. Julius made his way back to Gateway. Sasha talking to her guards, arms crossed. Here's the elevator door open, turns around. How'd it go?
He's looking down at his feet, hands in his pockets, and he shakes his head.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, that bad. She. I mean, if you want to see the video, I can show you the video, but.
Yeah. Wait, there's video of her death? She squints at Julius. I mean, Town saw her name being etched on a wall. I assumed, given her vices, lung cancer. Dismissed. She gestures to these guys. They leave.
Julius puts his tongue into his cheek and shakes his head. It wasn't natural. It was suicide.
And there's video of her. Let me see it. She gestures with her hand.
He
How
turns
is
on
there
his,
video of her? Did she videotape herself killing herself? That's weird.
just watch. Just watch. He turns on the video and shows it to her.
She's biking through downtown. In the inner. Well, that's strange. She's getting off the bike. Is that a bus? Pause. I don't want to see it. Pause, Julie!
He pauses.
Don't tell me the bus hit her.
The bus hit her.
Why?
He shakes his head. Because Ash's kid is a bitch.
She looks down at her feet, then right back up at Julius. Yeah, Ash has told me his son has plans to join the military. I figure, yeah. I did. What is Ash's son doing? I'm not aware. Ash doesn't talk about him too much, so I did want to pry, because it seems like it's a sore spot for Ash.
Julius grits his teeth as he starts to walk into the office. He throws one of his arms up into the air. He's training with fucking Laz. Yeah, that's right. Turns around, looks at Sasha. Old hag bunker Laz, instead of being with his fucking grieving mother when his grandmother just killed herself. Turns back around, starts walking over towards the computer.
He makes a fist and rests her lips into her fist. Oh. Trying to fight back from biting her hand.
He walks right here, looks over at the picture of Integra. Yeah. He walks over to it and starts polishing it.
She looks at the emergency scarf and then looks at Julius. So he's training with Laz to be like you.
I don't know. Apparently, he finishes polishing the picture, looks down at the
like a fighter like you. which means it's a pretty unique skill set. Which means, he's odds are going to end up under your command because there's no reason he'll be a rank and file.
He balls up his fist and then unballs it.
Ash said he planned to join the military. I've told Tal and Banksy, because I know Elizabeth. Yeah, she looks away out the window at the galaxy.
Turns around to look at Sasha. Then I'll not let my personal feelings get in the way. And I will deal with him as I've dealt with all the other dickheads who think they're strong but don't know anything about the real world or a real war.
He's really training with Leslie instead of his mother?
He nods. Apparently, from how she answered the question, he doesn't even call her. Saris calls him, and then if he's in the bunker resting, then he picks up the phone.
She starts running her hand on her chin, fingers on her chin. Like I said, it seems like a sore spot for Ash, so I never pressed beyond what he wanted to tell me. So, yeah.
Julius sighs, shakes his head. I don't know.
Well, at the very least, we can go to her funeral.
She didn't want one. No memorial, no funeral, anything like that.
Oh. Hand on her chest.
What Sarah said we could do was send like flowers, pictures, that kind of thing. She's gonna set up Integra's old room as a little memorial to her.
She didn't even want, like, a viewing? Closed casket? That's really sad.
He turns, looks out the window, and shakes his head. She said she didn't want anything.
I know she was important to you. She'll give Julius a hug.
He hugs Sasha. Yeah, I wouldn't be anywhere without her, so he pats her on the back, then wipes a tear that was rolling down his cheek from his eye. Yeah. I honestly expected lung cancer too, to be honest, but that was a real shock.
She'll let go. Yeah. He's looking at the picture of Integra and an older saber and pistol. Same model like she had, but not the original one. Exactly. Looking at it, yeah. Sorry, Julia. You've done right by her. You've produced the finest iteration of the headhunters ever. If that's any consolation. You've helped bolster the number of rangers under my command, and just in general, tier 1 operators. You've done more than anybody ever could have. And I'm sure she was very proud.
He puts his hands in his pocket and nods. Thank you, Sasha. That means a lot. Thank you.
You sent the video to her computer. She's looking at it one more time. So she had pictures of all the kids, but what did she mumble there? She's saying something. She zooms in on the video. And
He shakes his head. No audio. At least none that I could find. Maybe we could get someone who could read lips.
Towns is pretty good at it. I'll have him look at it. Look, I'm gonna go pick up Laz from college. Not Bunker Hag Laz. The good Laz. She'll wink at you! And I'll bring her to Rainfall Lane. Towns and I will go get him.
Thank you, Sasha. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nicole's waiting for you with Memory Ann. It's time you decide. I don't think she's gonna take this well, Julius. She looks at you. She's due for a promotion, if you so choose to promote her. But I think she's gonna see this as a demotion, because not that she's being put under your command, but from working with Force Recon Marines to leading headhunter groups. She's going from being up here 24/7 to back down on Earth, and there's no shame in being in the headhunters, but she needs some re-education. She smiles at Julius.
He shrugs. If she doesn't take it well, then oh well. We all have to make our own way in this job, and this is her way.
If she doesn't take it well, then God willing, she quits. She shakes her head, gets the yeah.
Yeah. God willing, she quits. I get what you mean.
Good. And God willing, Elizabeth comes to her senses, and I know Pequod wants. I agree. Pequod wants your kids to do at least one tour, and I like the idea of Colt doing one. He's already in, but not more than one.
He nods. There honestly isn't really anywhere for the kids to go in this military. I mean, for us, everyone who was in our positions, they were on the out. You know, they were about to leave. Lorelei was about to retire. Integra already did retire. The Arcane Council was going to be abolished. What can our kids do? We're going to be here for a while.
Even if there was a place for them, after everything we went through, it just seems so pointless for them to have to do this. In my opinion.
He nods. We tried to make the universe a better place for our kids. Why force our kids to try to make the world a better place? You know?
Exactly. She looks at the door. Nicole's waiting for you. I'll go get Laz, and we'll be there right before dinner starts. Just remember she's proud of you, Julius. She'll rub Julius's shoulder lightly, looking at the picture of it.
He smiles at Sasha and nods. Alright. Give Laz a kiss on the head for me. And tell her I'll see her when she gets to Rainfall Night.
You got it. She leaves, going to get Towns, as out in the frigid wastes of Antarctica. Oh god. She's got a cane now. She walks with a cane, but she's easily able to overpower this young man with one hand, lift him off the ground. Horrible. Looking him right in the eye.
I get it, Grandma. Come on, hit me.
Hit you. She'll whip Ricky this way across the frozen lake. No, tap the cane on the ground, and the ice starts cracking in a fissure towards Ricky, the frozen lake below.
He's gonna look down, oh shit, and try and jump out of the way of where it's coming.
You do.
Alright, that was a mean trick.
You didn't want to take a bath.
Little cold.
Well, I'll be honest, she shrugs. It takes it out of me to do that. You notice she's breathing heavily.
You need me to get you some water?
No! What I need you to do is refocus. You can't fly. Let me see them Kai blades of yours.
He's gonna ignite them.
Come at me. Hit me with your best shot. I'm just an old woman.
Alright. He'll charge up as quick as he can, and...
Interestingly enough, she doesn't really fight back. Ricky goes through her. Just like she did to Julius all those years ago. Order of the Ghost Slayer. She looks over her shoulder at Ricky. Not bad. That was quick. I had to... If I was if I was younger, I would... Yeah. I'm not what I once used to be. Rick. She leans up against the... I like to imagine this is just a mound of snow. I'm not what I once used to be.
Yeah, maybe. All I know is you're still a fucking badass.
She looks up at the sky and Gateway Station. Yeah, thanks, I guess.
So you said not bad. What do I need to do to make it good?
What do you mean?
The attack, you said not bad.
Against the normal opponent, you have them, so I'd say it's good. I can
Alright.
phase in and out. There's not many people like me around, trust me.
Alright. That means we actually finished this damn thing.
Actually, if you force me to phase in and out like that, it's a sign you're pretty darn quick. There was somebody else a long time ago that, though he maybe didn't he had formal training, we'll say, not from me, from somebody else, and he was pretty darn quick. Caught me by surprise. I had to do the same thing. He was a little older than you are now, but yeah.
Yeah? What happened to him?
Don't really know. She looks over at you. I mean, he was in the military. Last I knew, he was in the military. I don't know. I don't keep up with anybody up there for the most part. She points up to Gateway Station.
I can't blame you there. What was the guy's name?
John.
Maybe when I get in, I'll meet the dude.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you will. I don't even know if he's still in. Hopefully he's not, for his sake. You still want to join. That's still your thing.
Gonna be the best in the world.
Can't you be the best in the world somewhere else? Just in the civilian world? Martial arts tournaments, MMA, UFC. You could make a lot more money. You wouldn't have to take orders from anybody. And you're your own boss.
I probably could. But,
Guess you can't really use those in competitive sporting events, though. She gestures down to the still ignited blade.
he's gonna put it up near his face and look at it like you're looking down a knife. No, I think I might get disqualified for cutting the opponent in half.
Most likely sent to prison and or executed. Yeah.
Well, I probably could make a lot of money. But,
Wouldn't that be better? I mean, what? Why do you want to join? Do you want to do it because you're dad? Do you want to do it to? What's your motivation? I don't condone joining just because I worked, just because I was in. My father made me.
I want to do it a little bit of dad, but for mom. I want to make our name something worth remembering in the military. Something worth something. Something she can be proud of.
You want to do it for your mom, but you spend all your time with me.
Well, I love being around you too, and you're the best trainer out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what's left of me? Yeah, I guess. He shrugs. You should tell your mom that someday. Have you told her?
I've told her I love her a bunch, but I mean, make it something to be proud. How do you tell her that?
I don't know. It's awkward. I was never good at things like this, Ricky. She looks at you. I did this type of exchanging of feelings. It was never my forte.
I mean, I ain't good at it either, so makes two of us.
I guess you just, when the cliche thing is, when the time's right, you'll know. But I guess I lack the understanding of when the time was right to know.
I don't think so. You ain't fucked up with me yet.
No, and I don't think I fucked up too much, actually. She smiles, smirks, actually, at Ricky. I don't think so. I tell you what, though, you join the military, things can get pretty rough. They can get ugly. You get into fights. It's not like fighting here with me. I might put you through hell, but I'm never gonna kill you. It's not the same when you have a unique skill set that you worked to achieve. You're gonna be put into a soft unit, special forces. You're not gonna be handed a rifle and sent to shoot or stand guard. You're gonna fight. You're gonna see combat all the time.
That's what I want. How else are you gonna make a name? And after training with you, there ain't a thing in the universe that can kill me.
She looks at Ricky and then up at Gateway. I hope you're right for your sake and your mother's sake, but there's things out there It's a big, wide universe, Ricky. Remember what I taught you. Anticipation's one thing, but don't make any snap decisions. I made a few in my time, and well, yeah.
Yeah, like you told me, you slow down when there's a decision to be made. Make
Think
sure
it
it's right.
through.
Yeah.
Think it through. There's things out there, and yeah, you gotta be careful, Ricky. The last group of students I had, Ricky, I'll tell you, they had some strange encounters with some strange things. Your parents too, as well. They fought some crazy wacko things. I'm sure your dad told you stories about the Majestic and the Frontier, and from demons to gigantic robots. So, and our skill set, though a gun might be, I guess, rudimentary, our skill set's pretty unique and pretty one-dimensional. We don't match up against a lot of things out there very well. We don't.
You can kind of see him rub the back of his neck while he's sitting there thinking, well then, I don't know. I'll be careful, but I guess if I can't beat something normally, I'll just hit it harder.
You find a way, yeah. You find a way with the most minimal amount of risk possible. You should consider not joining UFC. I know Patricia Rainfall. She leads Earth Cup now. They have the wrestling federation. You could do something like that. You're athletic. You're tall. You could play basketball. You could do football. You could do a lot of different things. Baseball. You do a lot of different things. So I would think it over. You can make the Valorious name great by being a star or a sports figure, but if you're really dead set on the military, then just make sure that's what you want. Because once you sign the name on the dotted line, you're in for minimum 4 years. Your dad wasn't given really a fair choice. I don't know if he ever told you, but given the circumstances, he either got the choice of jail or the military. And your mother, I won't speak for her, but I mean, she wasn't really given a choice either, because she didn't choose to be a vampire and born, and then, and your grandmother, Integra, did the best she could, and thank God she had her. But you have a choice, so.
Yeah, I do. I'll think about it some more, but I don't know. Just feels like the perfect place for me.
Oh, you're probably right. You are your son's father. Why don't we go back to the bunker, take a rest? I have a couple phone calls I have to make. You make me dinner, and then we'll do some lightweight training, and we'll call it for the day.
Yes, ma'am. Let's get going.
All right. She puts her hand out. She can't get off, leaning on the snow mound. Just help me up, please.
Gonna grab it and help her up.
Thank you.
Of course.
Let's go. As Ricky notices, she looks up at Gateway with almost a look of disgust.
Everything all right?
Yeah. Perfectly fine. Come on. I'm starving. As flipping here, non-bunker Lasley Rainfall, is sitting here reading her book alone. Go!
She has a pencil in her mouth, earphones on, listening to some music that Carter and Soul played with their band that they started a while back. And she's reading Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Just tapping her foot along to the music, bobbing her head back and forth, looking up every so often. She heard that someone was going to be picking her up. She's not sure who, though. Looking back down, just reading.
She feels somebody tap her on the shoulder with like one finger.
She jumps slightly, takes her headphones off, looks over at who tapped her on the shoulder.
There's nobody there.
She stands up, closes her book, puts it in her little book bag that she has.
She feels a tap on this shoulder.
She jumps, turns the other way. Who is there?
Coming out of Cloak is Towns. Ha ha!
Oh, oh, Uncle Towns. She puts a hand on her chest. It almost looks like she wasn't breathing for a second as she takes a couple of deep breaths. You scared me. I was about to punch wherever the next tap on my shoulder was. And she gives him a hug.
He hugs her back. Wouldn't be the first time I got punched for sneaking up behind somebody. That's coming out of Cloak is Sasha. Their very expensive looking car. It was cloaked. And Sasha, be thankful he didn't walk up behind you and grab your hips. Of course, then I would have busted his face. Towns. Let's go.
Leslie chuckles and nods.
That's the Ash thing. He says, looking down at Les, patting her on the head. Sasha, quiet.
Who's it? Ash, the one that saved the world with you, right?
Yeah, Ash was this guy. Enough. Look, she holds up a book.
Ooh! She walks over to Sasha, stands in front of her.
A Tale of Two Cities. She hands it to her. First edition, original printing. General Lorelei gave me that a long time ago. I was never one to read. I was never that into reading, so that book's really expensive. Take good care of it.
Her eyes widen as she stares at it, very gingerly holding it as to not mess up the pages or the cover or anything like that. And she's seemingly reading the title a few more times as she looks up at Sasha and gives her a big, tight hug.
Sasha hugs her back. Sounds that book's not older than me.
Les looks over at Towns. Are you an elf?
Time travel, babe. He mockingly salutes her. Sasha, oh Christ.
She looks over at Sasha. Time travel. I'm learning a lot about Towns today, I guess.
It's a long story.
I suppose it would be. She chuckles. Thank you so much for the book. Are you sure you want me to have this?
I do. She hugs her tight. I really do. You keep it, you enjoy it, you read it. Take good care of it. I have a lot, actually. Keep getting good grades, and I'll keep feeding you very overpriced ancient books. I have a lot. Lorelei gave me a lot.
Leslie laughs. I will. I'll get the best grades I can. Yeah, I like books after all, so I might as well get good grades for them.
Towns, look at this. He starts tiptoeing like Creepy Ash, but Laz doesn't know Creepy Ash. He's just doing. I wish there was like a janitor or something around here. I could come up behind him and grab his head. Sasha, Jesus Christ.
Leslie tilts her head. But wouldn't that scare the janitor and you might get hurt?
Oh, you bet. He turns and looks at her. Sasha, he did that to me once a long time ago and gestures with her hand. She throws it up over his shoulder. My knuckles right into his nose. Broke his nose. Through his mask, actually. Towns, yep. Looking at the car.
Leslie chuckles, looks over at Towns, looks at Sasha. He doesn't learn lessons easily, does he?
No. How are things going with Carter and Soul?
Oh, well, I haven't been able to see them much. School, she gestures off to the buildings of the college. And when I am home, I mainly study and stuff. I don't want to fail. But to my knowledge, they're doing good. They're doing good. I don't know much about their schooling, but their band seems to be doing really well. They released a new song a couple weeks ago, so there's that.
And you're gonna stroking her hair, moving the hair off her forehead, and you're gonna join up to appease your mother and pay off these student loans. She's looking around the very expensive school.
Leslie sighs and nods. It seems like the most logical choice, even without my mother being in the equation. having your student loans paid off that easily. It seems like a pretty smart thing to do.
Do you know what the second most logical choice is?
What's that, ma'am?
Make sure you do your 4 years, pay off the loans, and get out.
She raises an eyebrow and nods. I will definitely consider that.
And you don't have anything to worry about. Your aunt is the ranger general, so she'll wink at her. You'll be under me.
She smiles. Really? I'll be a ranger?
You can't. No, but we can definitely have. I know a marine commander or two. They need dropship pilots. You're probably gonna be like your mother, I assume.
She did always say I was pretty apt at flying around the Escalade. Better than my siblings, at least.
Well then, I know a marine or two that can take care of you, but you'll still be under my command. She winks again. I always get what I want. Towns, that's what crazy old Lorelai used to say. Looking at
Leslie smiles and gives Sasha a salute. Yes, ma'am. I look forward to it, ma'am.
Actually, if you promise to do your tour, pay off your loans, and get out, I'll take you to Lorelai's house. She has a library, a big one. Lorelai's from like 800 something years ago, math, and she has a library filled with things just like that. She taps the book. She'd probably let you take whatever books you'd want. So
Leslie's eyes widen a bit. You mean it?
I do. Yeah, I've never lied to you.
Of course. Of course, I'll do that. I would love to meet General Lorelai, too. Most of my history class is on her, actually, so I would love to meet her and talk to her.
Good. She'll wink down at Laz, open the car door, then let's get back home. I'm starving. And I don't know, maybe Towns getting in the car to drive it, grab Scar's hips or something. That would be kind of funny.
I think Uncle Towns would be punched across the entire house if he did that.
I think Uncle Scar's gotten more disgruntled lately. Helping Laz into the car.
Laz chuckles a bit and nods. I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm sure that's true.
Sasha will laugh getting in the car as Towns in the car and them take off. Here, school is letting out. Right here. And there's two individuals running down the street carrying on a conversation.
Carter yawns a bit as Laz is holding his notebook, tapping a pencil against it, humming to herself slightly. You know the tempo's way off on this. Looks at her. Well, I wasn't really considering the tempo all that much. I'm asking you to read the lyrics, not to criticize my tempo usage. As he's walking forward along with her. Right. It's very sweet, actually. It's a love song, obviously. So.
Oh! Coming out of this building here, accidentally, Soul walks into this man's side. And there's another very large man in overalls standing there. Oh, I'm sorry, my young miss. Oh, hello, son. Looking down at this person here. Excuse me. He puts his hand on Soul's shoulder. I didn't see you there. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm sorry about bumping into you. As Carter nods at both of them. Yeah, hi. How are you, too?
Oh, very good. It's a good day. Tonight is our first raid night. My good friend Hund and I were just out getting food supplies, snack supplies. We're going to be raiding. We found our newest member. His name is Nick.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
We will begin raiding on the Sacred Order. God bless Patricia Rainfall. Swotor reborn, free to all. You don't have to sub to raid. Wonderful. That woman, chef's kiss.
Yep, God bless her. Gift to many.
Can't wait. I have high hopes for Nick. I hope he's not an idiot. As they walk up, have a good day. As they walk.
You too. She looks at Carter. He shakes his head. I've never seen them in town before. I don't think they live here. I don't think so either. She just stares at where they were leaving. So shakes his head. Yeah, anyway, you were saying about the song? Right. It's obviously a love song, so I'm assuming it's for Hazel, trying to fix some stuff there or something. And Carter shrugs. Yeah, you can say that, I guess. And she nods and lifts up a couple post-it notes that are at the top of the page, at the top of the header. And on the header it says For Memory Ann, and then a bunch of song names that are crossed out and crossed out, written over again and again. Right. For Hazel. She chuckles, puts the post-its back down, snaps the notebook shut and puts it onto Carter's chest. I'm sure she'll love it. As Carter looks at her, squints. I'm sure she will. Thank you. As he shakes his head. So, how have things been going with Eric? As he walks in front of her, puts his arms out to his side. And she shrugs. Things have been going pretty well, actually. I don't want to jinx anything, but he's meeting everyone today. Oh? And you don't have to go meet him anywhere? I got like 5 minutes that I could stay here, talk with you and stuff. It'll be fine. I have to meet him on the corner of 5th and 23rd in like 10 minutes, but I can make it in 5. He nods. Always like cutting it close. As he looks over at this girl.
Little girl holding a basket of flowers. She picked them clearly. Pretty recently. They're fresh.
He raises an eyebrow, walks over to it. Hi there.
Hello. Looks up at.
Hi, how much for a bouquet of any of these flowers?
She looks down at them. Well, 3 credits?
Oh, okay. As he looks down at the flowers, what should I get for her?
Random assortment. She just picked whatever she found out there in the tree line.
He bites his lip. You got any asters? And Soul, huh? What are you laughing about? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. She waves him off, looks over in this direction where those guys left. He rolls her eye. Carter rolls his eyes. Don't listen to her. Do you have any asters?
She pulls up on her wrist computer, types in asters. Yeah, these look like asters. She grabs about 6 of them and hands them to him.
He holds them up, looks at them. That is correct. These are asters. Thank you very much. Reaches into his pocket, pulls out 20 credits and hands them to her.
20 credits? I said 3. Thanks, mister! She starts running off!
Carter chuckles, shakes his head. As Saul looks at Carter. Asters, huh? She didn't have any daisies. Right, yeah. Even though they were right in the front there. What was that? Oh, nothing. So, why asters, though? They're Grandma and Dad's favorite, first that came to mind. Yeah, I'm sure, buddy. I'm sure. Don't you have somewhere to be at the corner of 5th and whatever? Oh, shit, you're right. Okay, wish me luck. And she starts to run off. And I'll see you at home. Be careful and all. Yeah, you be careful too. And look both ways before you cross. Come on. You're gonna get hit by a bus. His soul laughs. Yeah, right. And she starts running off to meet up with Eric.
Flashing here. Elizabeth finds herself coming up to her house. Hunk, Davy, and her and JJ's home. And Tal and Uncle Banksy are just talking to themselves outside the house. Tal with his arms crossed, mumbling something under his breath, and Banksy just kind of looking off in this direction, nodding his head.
Elizabeth whistling slightly to herself as she walks up the pathway and then in front of Tal and Banksy.
Oh my, look who it is, the little miss. He'll kneel down and pat her on the head.
Oh there, Uncle Tal. How are you?
Oh, doing fine, doing fine. Smiles at her. Banksy just looking off.
She smiles at Uncle Tal, gives him a quick hug, and then steps in front of Banksy.
He looks down at
You okay, Banksy? You're looking off into the distance.
Yeah, awkward talk day. Do you really have to join the military?
She shrugs and nods. No, I really want to.
He looks down at Tal. Well, I mean, we trained you, so, but we always kind of saw it as like us training you to bond with you, not to prep you for military service. I hope you're not doing this for us. Banksy, you better not be.
Elizabeth shakes her head. No, I'm not doing it for you two. I don't know if that sounds mean or not, but I'm not doing it for you two.
Nah, we just wanted to spend time with you. Train you, you took to physical training well, and the little shooting we did, he winks at her, don't have to tell mom and dad about that. Yeah. But look, darling, if you're going to join the military, we have to have a serious discussion.
She inhales and exhales. Alright, I'm always up for a serious discussion.
Okay. Now listen up. Looking her right in the eyes, Banksy looking down at her, making eye contact, the glowy parts of his mask right in her eyes. So, darling, you're going to join the military, and you will have a unique skill set with this ODM gear, your fighting style. Most likely you will, and just given your last name, you're gonna go to this place called the Headhunters. Have you heard of it?
Well, I've heard about it. Aunt Icy and Uncle Julius, they talk about it.
Yes, and your brother Julius, he's in charge of it. He does a bang-up job, so you'll be under his command, okay? At least until you graduate. So what the Headhunters is it's essentially where fighters with unique skill sets go, and then those unique skill sets are put onto a small team, a special soft unit and or special forces group. Not tier 1, but close enough. And from there you graduate to another special forces unit. Aunt Sasha, you know her, right?
Oh, yes, of course, she's quite nice.
She's the Ranger General. Uncle, your brother, Julius, has provided a lot of Rangers to Aunt Sasha. Lots of aunts and uncles. Long story short, if things play out how... It looks at Banksy. If things play out how I think they're going to play out, you're going to go to the Headhunters. You'll be with your siblings. That sounds fun, right? Looks down at her and ruffles her hair.
Yeah, of course, I'll be there with my siblings and Cotton, so it'll be a blast.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be great. If you come into contact with somebody named Ricky Valorius, which you probably will, you need to know some things. It's a long story. Ricky's father... This is a strange discussion. We should have planned this. Banksy sighed.
Elizabeth squints at the two of them. If it's something I should know, just go ahead and say it. Don't need to sugarcoat it or anything.
Ricky's father was a strange man. I won't necessarily say evil man. I won't say bad man, but strange man. He did a lot of strange things. A lot of strange encounters with people in the Rainfall family. Banksy gesturing around. You know Aunt Pequod's giant dragon that protects the place?
Of course, love him to death.
Okay, he wasn't a giant dragon back when you were born. He was a little whelpling. This place, all the defense, all the robots, the dome you can't see that protects it, this costs somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 billion credit. And it was kind of made to keep that guy away from us. He shrugs at Elizabeth.
She blinks a couple times.
Aunt Pequod was not the leader of EarthGov back then. Think about that.
Oh, okay.
Ricky's father did some strange things. We don't want to go too much into it because it's Pequod, Julius, your father and mother don't really want this man spoken of, and they don't want the kids to really know anything about him. But what we will tell you is he maybe threatened to kill your mother. Banksy, Christ. He has a pulse rifle. He's gripping the pistol grip of the pulse rifle very hard. Elizabeth could hear it cracking.
Elizabeth puts a hand on Banksy's hand. Cross, he did what?
Yeah, darling, he did that. He said some things. He was a strange man, but everybody makes... The threatening to kill your mother can't be. Anyway, people make mistakes, and a lot of the things he did were mistakes of, he just said dumb things because he talked too much and he was a wanker. But strange behavior too. If Ricky, his son, does things like won't let conversations end, dogs you, as we would call it, follows you around, if he won't ease up on you, if he's constantly bothering you, you listen, darling. He types on his wrist computer, this is a direct line to Aunt Sasha, the Ranger General. You have it now. You will have it until the day you leave the military and after. This is her office number. This is an emergency number. Even if she's in a call with high command, this number will get you through to her. You call and you tell her, and the situation will be rectified. And then you immediately call Uncle Wanker here. Banksy chuckles, because I may be busy. I'll have my wrist computer off. I'm doing PT at the academy. You understand? Uncle Banksy gets the luxury of guarding the place and standing around. Banksy laughs. So you call him and we will rectify the problem immediately.
She stares at his computer, and then up at Uncle Banksy and Uncle Tal. Should I be scared?
No, you shouldn't. If you show people like that fear, they will take advantage of you. Okay? So don't do it. And protect, if things play out like we think they're going to, look out for your siblings, especially the girls. Okay? Banksy, yeah. Looking down at her. Don't let him dog them. Don't let him. Keep him at arm's length. If they don't want to, that's fine. We keep an eye on him at all times and do not be friendly with him ever.
She nods. Yes, sir. I'll protect him to the best of my ability.
Banksy, if he's anything like his dad, he's gonna be good in a fight, which you're gonna want and you need. So be a good teammate, but keep it at that, please. And don't tell Carter Soul anybody about him or his father. The only reason we want you to know is because you look and act a lot like your mom, and the nexus of a lot of these weird events was around your mother, Tal. And I was involved with Sherion back then, Ricky's father. He was part of the Ranger squad. He's still in the military. He's Aunt Sasha's best Ranger squad captain, And I was there when all this was going on, and we would ask him questions, basically interrogated his father, and he never gave us satisfactory answers as to why he acted the way he did, why threatening to kill. So it's always been a red flag that's never been taken down. You know what I'm saying? You look a lot like her. You sound a lot like her. You're a beautiful young woman. Keep him at arm's length. The second things get weird, you reach out, and he'll be dealt with harshly. You must reach out. He looks at Banksy. Banksy, a lot of these problems that happened a long time ago could have been avoided if people had reached out to their ranking officers, but we didn't. He shrugs, looking down at Elizabeth. And we should have. And then you know what? Those ranking officers basically screamed at us and told us we should have. So, but things were complicated back then, honey.
She nods at them. Yes, sirs. I'll reach out immediately if I feel uncomfortable or anything like that.
Uncomfortable, or he's making anybody else uncomfortable, dogging them, ever threatening physical harm or killing somebody, even in jest. Double check, triple check everything. Don't let the mistakes of the past be repeated. Once things got out of hand with Ash, his father, they really got out of hand. You have that number to social for a reason. Use it.
She holds up her wrist computer. Oh, well, don't you two worry. I definitely will after this.
Good. Good. I mean, it's highly likely you will end up on the same squad as him. So, as Uncle Banksy said, be a good teammate, professionalism, as we've taught you. But keep it at that, and keep an eye on him. He'll wink at her at all times.
She'll wink back at him. Yes, sir. I always take your tea's advice.
Good. Go ahead, run inside, get cleaned up for dinner, and we'll see you over at Julius's house.
Yes, sir. She gives them both a little salute and a hug, and then runs in.
Speaking of Ash. Flashing out here, there's a couple rangers hanging back here. Ash finds himself on a familiar place. Poor Colonel Curtis, laboredly breathing up the...
You all right?
Fuck. Sits down.
You alright, old man? It's been a while since we've been up here.
Hand on the forehead of his helmet. Yeah.
Well, why are we going up? Dudley ain't here no more.
I just wanted to... Puts his hand out. Taking the view one last time. You're the captain now. You're in charge. I mean, I'm more of a formality. I'm just filling a body spot. Gestures with his head back to these two. Until you, pick your third and fourth. Christ! Sighs.
Until I pick them, you're still the one I answer to, sir.
Well, you gotta pick. He looks over at you pretty soon. I'm too old for this shit. Looking out over the mountain, the valley. Too old. Did my part. Did my time. I'm going home. I met a nice lady. She works the unmentionables department at Macy's. Gonna spend what time I got left with her.
Congratulations, sir. I'm happy for you. God, it's gonna be weird not having you around anymore.
Well, you're ready to take over, and I mean, you've basically been the interim captain. You just officially weren't one, and you needed this. And he has a captain emblem in his hand. This is from Sasha.
He'll take it and look at it.
She wanted me to give it to you. She figured it'd mean more coming from me. I told her it'd mean more coming from her, but she said we spend more time together than you and her. So either way, it's from her.
Means a hell of a lot, sir. It would have meant a lot coming from her, but it definitely means a ton coming from you, considering you turned my life around.
How's things going back home? I mean, with I know Integra has...
He's gonna put his face in his hands and just shake his head. I mean, things with Cyrus have been good. We actually kind of mended things, but she's not taking Mum's death very well, of course.
You're not, I can tell. I mean, what? You want to tell me about it? You don't have to. I ain't gonna be around much longer here if you want to get anything off your chest.
We never really reconciled, Mum and I, so a lot of regret that I couldn't fix that relationship before she went, sir.
But she hung around all these years. She wasn't. I mean, if yeah, why? I mean, the boss. I know. Um, why?
I think it was, for Ricardo, sir. My son, Ricardo.
And what is his malfunction?
Uh, Gods, I don't know. I've tried everything. I know I haven't been around a ton, but I tried everything I could think of, sir. I tried to take him out to play ball. I tried to teach him how to shoot once he was of a decent age. I tried to be a father, and it just seems he hates me, or at least rejected my reaching out.
It's not like he was around all those years ago, right?
No, no. As far as he knows, we're a happy family. I've never told him anything aside from the fact that I knew the Rainfalls. They were good friends at one point, but we grew apart. That's where I left it.
How do you end up with Laz? I don't get that. I mean,
He'd heard about her from me, right? It's hard to tell my story without mentioning her. So he's a little kid, I'm telling him tales, and he'd ask about her, and out of respect for her training me, I would tell him she trained me, she was a strong woman, but we're not friends anymore. And that's where I left it.
yeah.
Saris and Mum wouldn't talk about her at all, but,
Understand him. Oh, give me your canteen.
he's gonna hand it over.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem, sir. He came to us one day and said he wanted to join the military. So Saris and I sat him down and we told him, you can if you want. Do whatever makes you happy. We're there for you no matter what. Just think about all your options before you make such a big choice. Right? I don't know, he just seemed to get mad. And so I offered to train him, right? I mean, if I learned from you, I've got plenty to teach. But he didn't get it, it seemed. He never got good at shooting, he wouldn't learn from me, and eventually he just screamed at me that it wasn't working and that he wanted to learn from Lazuli, because she's an actual fighter.
You weren't like that when you were his age, but different circumstances.
It was nothing like that.
Yeah.
I tried to say, no, we don't need to do that. I may have made mistakes, but I told him I could probably call in some favors and get him trained just about anywhere else with high-level operators, and he stuck to his guns and said he wanted to train with her. I swear he almost cracked a smile when I went to call her, out of just giving up.
He's there a lot.
More than he's home, as far as I know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if that's what makes him happy, I would think. Given all the bumps on the road, he ought to just be home with you two. I mean, but I don't know. I can't even remember when I was his damn age.
I've had no insight onto what to do at that age. I was smelting guns,
I guess Sarah's probably not taking it too well. I mean, Integra, but just him, the kid.
She's hurt. Really hurt by him. And it's funny to say, but I don't think he gets it. So I guess he's a lot like his old man.
Yeah, I mean, in some respects, it's normal for the apple not to fall far from the tree, though. I mean, given his age, this is the age where you make mistakes and learn from them. It's just, Christ. I mean,
yeah, I just wish
he won't even leave. He won't even leave the bunker to come home to comfort Mom. Right now,
he hasn't come home to see her since. I believe he's spoken to her a few times, but I haven't seen him in almost 2 years. He hasn't been home when I'm there.
Shakes his head, looking out at the vista. Well, Ricky Valorius is one Valorius I can't help. He starts chuckling because I'm foot out the door.
Oh, come on, you sure you don't wanna, just for old time's sake, come and kick some sense into him like you did me?
I don't. Actually, it's Lasley, as in the ex-bunker major, right? The Archfiend Lasley.
Yes, that, Lazuli.
Okay. I don't want to pry too much, but what happened between you guys? I mean, like, I kind of remember you vaguely glossing over, but I mean, what exactly went down?
She trained us? Oh,
Ugh.
yeah. I got very close to her. I suppose it was one-sided, but I guess I was looking for something in her and found you.
That I remember. That I remember. But and then Julius and Pequod and all the exterminary people, you guys were all pretty tight. And then she pieced out.
Twice. Without a word. Just
Now
left.
I heard. Now I heard. If I'm, if it's too personal, just tell me and I'll stop. But I heard she bought that bunker.
She did. She, basically bankrupted herself buying the bunker, so it's literally all she has.
Okay.
This is her explanation, but I think it's just that she has severe social issues, but she hates taking orders. And so she came to hate the military. I personally think it's some kind of unresolved traumas, but who knows?
Huh. He shrugs. And her plan was to get y'all to live in that bunker. Or
She
at least the
tried.
ones she wanted to live in that bunker.
Oh, she tried. I mean, we basically did for 5 years. And then we went on the Majestic and kind of went our own way. She didn't like it. Said some pretty terrible things. And I came to realize that she never really cared about me.
I wonder.
What are you thinking?
It was when you were on leave, 7, 8 years ago now. It was me. It was back when Blake was still on the team. You were on leave. You were with Sarah's. We were, I think we were on B4R9. We were in a bar. It's a small colony, independent, and there was some guy talking it up big time about working for somebody named Les. Always struck me as weird. Strange, if you ask me. He was he's a bounty hunter, but as you know, the Earthcup Bounty Hunter Guild's gone now. I mean, there's no reason for it to exist when Gondar retired. So he was a freelance frontier bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably just a coincidence. How can she hire someone when she won't leave the bunker, right?
And she had no money. You said she bankrupted herself, right?
Yeah, she was bankrupted. It's probably just a coincidence.
It was just. I mean, he referred to her as the Major, and then as he drank and drank and drank, he said Laz, like L-A-Z. And it's not like we were talking to him, we were listening. And because of you and knowing you, we'd heard that. She was a Major?
That's her rank when she left, yes. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. I mean, I know that Lazuli isn't that common of a name, but I'm sure there are plenty of names that could be shortened to Laz, and there's plenty of people who reached Major with names like that, right?
Or I was just drunk. He starts laughing. I could drink a lot back then. I had the stomach for it. So, yeah, I mean, it was a long night. I know that much.
Oh, I can remember how much you used to drink. You were able to drink me under the table.
Damn straight. You want to give me a hand? He'll put his hand out. I can't.
He'll grab his hand and help him up.
This is it for me. We're gonna take those two to Dudley. You tell him about it. What it was anyway. Show him the pictures, the song and dance. They need to know their heritage. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And then when we get back, that emblem goes on your armor, and you're in charge. I'm out the door once we get back to the gateway. So my retirement papers are filed. Taps his finger.
Will do. Well, then I'll have to take the boys over there and a few others out, and we will have a grand night celebrating you, sir.
Before I need a damn cane to get around or a walker.
Oh, come on. You won't be that bad.
He looks out at the vista one more time. Just remember, there was a time where we sat somewhere in this general area, and you weren't sure if this was gonna be here. Still here. You did a good job.
Thank you, sir. I just,
Don't ever forget that, and maybe remind your dipshit of a son that every once in a while. Then maybe that'll knock some sense into his dumb ass.
He's gonna kind of look away. I hope he figures it out, sir, because I'm damn proud of him right now. I just wish he wasn't. I wish he wasn't so much like me, I guess.
Yeah, well, better he be like you than come out a vampire.
I suppose that's right. Maybe I'll get to introduce you two someday.
You never know, I'm sure I got some time left as he'll walk this way with Ash, the rangers who are eating an MRE following and flashing hair. Take it away.
Carter walks around. He decided that he was going to surprise Hazel. He looks around, looking out for her, and then spots her right there on the fountain, right next to Dylan, the bassist of their band. As he walks forward, still somewhat out of view of them, as he witnesses Hazel lean over, grab Dylan's face, turn his head towards her, and just start making out with him. And he takes a step back. What the fuck? And she does not pull back for a good 10 seconds. And when she does, they're both smirking at each other, laughing, shaking their head as Dylan goes back down, eating his food that he has on his lap. And Hazel looks forward and sees Carter with his head tilted, flowers in hand, his wrist now drooping slightly. And he waves slowly at her. Hazel mumbles something to herself, and he walks forward. Hey, guys. How are you? Dylan? Hey, Hazel? As Dylan looks terrified, he's looking up at him. What's up, Carter, man? How you been? He stands up, puts his hand out. Carter looks down at it and then looks over at Hazel. So I thought you were gonna just go off, help your family at their stall. I was gonna surprise you. It was supposed to be the farmer's market today. That's what you told me, at least. What's going on exactly? As Hazel looks strangely unperturbed by Carter's appearance there, as she puts her hand onto Dylan's stomach, pushes him back down onto the fountain, looks at her fingernails. Yeah, that's what I told you. As she stands up, looks at Carter, tilts one of her hips, puts her hand on it. You believed it, that too. Yeah, I believed it because I trusted you. Why were you why did you... No, just spit it out. I was kissing him because I wanted to. Because someone here can't man up a bit and get some control in his fucking life and control me. Honestly, you know what, Carter? This is all your fault. You caused this to happen, not me. Not me. Him here, as Dylan is leaning back, trying to stay out of the situation. He was there for me. He was there. You going off, writing music and all this shit. I don't care. I don't give a shit. You're not even good at it, so maybe you should just stop. Listen to your sister. Yeah, go ahead. The dumb sister. Where's she at? She ain't around no more. Where is she? She at college? Well, even when she's home, she don't talk to you. Believe me, I seen it. When you brought me to your stupid fucking house that's protected all up to Timbuktu and such. As Carter's looking down at his feet, looking at the flowers, gripping them tighter and tighter. I'm sorry. That you felt that you had to. Oh, look at that! He's apologizing, everyone. Look at that! Isn't that funny, Dylan? As Dylan's looking at her and goes back to eating his food. Stop that! She smacks him on the back of the head. You're part of this just as much as I am. Don't act like you're not. God damn it. She looks down at her feet and shakes her head. You know, Carter, I'm a real patient person. Real patient. But you, I just cannot stand being around you anymore. Whenever I'm out in public with you, I feel like I need to hide. You should just stay at your stupid house, curl up into a ball, and shrivel. Because that's all you will ever amount to in your stupid life, especially if you go down this road of playing your stupid fucking guitar, which you're not even good at. And piano too, for that fucking matter. She scoffs. So go off, run away. I don't want to see your stupid face again. You get me? As Carter, still staring at the flowers, the asters that he knows in the back of his mind that he got from Memory Hand and not her, just stares at the flowers. I'm sorry. I won't show my face again. I'll do my best to be better next time. I'm sorry. As he starts to quickly walk away from the two of them, as Hazel looks down at Dylan, smacks him in the back of the head again. Really? Didn't even try to help me? And she gives him another kiss. Well, I can't stay mad at you. And Carter starts to run as he hears that to the Rainfall household.
Well, flashing here, Laz preparing food for Ricky. She's looking down at TV dinners and shrugs at Ricky. Puts them in the microwave.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
But yeah, I mean, a step and a half above MREs.
Yeah.
Slide a glass of water to him.
Thank you. I mean, it's still probably better than anything I'd make.
I just don't feel like waiting to eat, and I don't have the energy to cook anything, and if I did my job right with you today, you really shouldn't have the energy to cook anything either. So,
Yeah, nothing big.
we'll just do these today, or for dinner. As she's about to say something, Ricky's wrist computer starts ringing.
Oh, he's gonna look down at it?
It is Saris calling. Laz looks at it. Go ahead and take it. When these are done, come bring them to me. I'm gonna be in the TV room. I gotta make a call.
Yeah, of course. Let me, yeah. He's gonna answer it.
She'll go into here. Saris comes up on Ricky's wrist computer.
Hey, Mom. Oh, it's good to see you. I'm sorry I missed your last call. I was out training. You doing all right?
She has her eyes closed. As good as I can be, Ricky. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We keeping on training. I actually got the drop on old Laz today.
That's great, Ricky.
Yeah, I'm doing it, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna make sure it's right.
Make sure what's right.
Everything. It's gonna.
Well, everything's not right. Your grandmother's dead.
See, he kind of just stops and shoulders kind of drop. He rubs one.
Your actual grandmother. The one that was there when you were growing up and cared about you. Is
Yeah.
dead. You
Yeah.
realize what death means. It's final. You will never see her again.
Yeah.
Ever.
I know.
Just like your father, he does a very dangerous job to provide a very big house and comfortable lifestyle which you don't indulge in, which is fine. I think that's one of your only good traits, honestly.
Well, yeah. I know she's not.
So when your father potentially dies, he's gone. She slashes her hand across the screen. Forever, too. That's what death means.
Yeah, it is. It's fine by me.
Is it fine by you for your grandmother being dead?
No. No, I wish she was still here.
Well, at least there's that.
I don't know, Mom. I need to make sure I'm ready for when I join the military. I'll come home soon. All right. I'll make sure of it.
Whenever you feel the need. The house isn't going anywhere, neither am I or your father.
He been home to see you recently?
He just left for... Yes, your father came home to do this thing called Comfort Me. And he is quite heartbroken about your grandmother, too.
Right. I'll try to I'll make some time soon to come home. I'm sorry.
We always think there'll be more time, Ricky, then it runs out. She wags her finger at the screen at Ricky. Just remember that. Because the woman you're currently spending all your time with, she thought there would always be more time, too. There's a reason she lives alone in Antarctica. She hangs up on Ricky.
He's gonna slump for a sec. Yeah. Not enough time. I'll make sure to make you proud then. With the time I have, Mom.
Ding! The microwave going off.
Kind of snaps him out of whatever daze he was in as he's gonna slide over the counter, grab the food, and come over and knock first.
The door opens before Ricky can knock, actually.
He'll peek his head in.
You see her talking to a hologram of somebody. I don't do this kind of work. Leslie looks over at Ricky. She puts her hand up. Yes, but I completely understand that. But theoretically, what type? What? Give me figures. At least 6. Done. She shrugs. Dead or alive? Alive. Fine. He hangs up. Come on in, Rick.
What was that about? He'll hand her hers before plopping down next to her.
Ricky, I have a large collection. I know I'd never let you downstairs, but I have a large collection. It's technically speaking illegal to have. So don't tell anybody. Hand me my meal, please.
He'll hand it to her. What kind of collection?
Have you ever heard of Nova? The planet?
Yeah, the freaky place with all the magic creatures.
Exactly. Well, in my youth, I enjoyed going there and throwing down with some of the more dangerous life forms there, and I would take quite a few trophies. I have a large collection of trophies, skulls, drooks. You ever heard of drooks?
I think my dad talked about him once.
Yeah, I believe your dad fought one or two. Actually, she puts up two fingers. Um, Back a long time ago, I fought a couple. It was a very good place to train. Nowadays, EarthGov's in charge of it. They're studying it. They're doing these type of things, and I I'm a collector of artifacts from Anova, skulls, creatures, stuff like that. Think of it as somewhat of an amateur xenobiologist, I suppose. I have my bestiary downstairs. Not no living creatures, but yeah.
So you're paying the dude in the bucket helmet to get you something?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully alive. I want a small. It's a small creature, a pet. I get lonely here. A long time ago, there used to be a drake from Anova that would bound around here, and I think it was a German Shepherd or something. Husky. Rocco was his name, actually.
Yeah, I think Dad said something about a drake.
Haven Drake. They're pretty dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good pets. Good guardians.
Name was some country. No,
Zanzibar.
That's
Zanzibar was his name. Yeah.
Yeah. He said
He was a nice Drake. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't need to be too lonely. I'm around right now, and I'll always come down to visit. You know that.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to be around forever. Even if whatever you do, military or whatever you do, I gotta get some company in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, why don't you just come up and stay at my place? It'd probably be nicer than being out here in the cold.
Oh, I prefer it out here. Trust me. Believe you me.
All right.
This is a controlled environment. I like it here a lot better.
All right.
Always something to do.
Yeah, I guess so. You could at least come up and visit from time to time, right?
If I have the time, yeah. I'm a lot busier than I look. What did your mom want?
I just was checking in, and we talked a bit, and I think I'm due to go up and visit her in a little while.
I'd say that's probably a good idea. Yeah. Yeah.
Dad's been down recently. It looks like I just missed him, so that's good.
Lucky you.
Lucky fucking me. Excuse me. Sorry for cussing.
Oh, that's okay. Your dad, he knew how to piss me off sometimes.
He's a prick is what he is.
He had his moments.
Yeah, I guess, if you want to say it.
Hey, I mean, what goes around comes around, Rick.
Guess so. Nah, I'm just happy you ain't there. Prefer it be just, if anyone, me and Mom, and yeah, like it always was before. When he was out and about doing whatever the hell he does on the frontier.
Well, I think let's finish out the week training, and yeah, let's finish out the week. We'll send you home Sunday. We'll send you home Sunday, and I will not be available for at least a month, and then I'll be back. So just I'll give you a call when I'm back here and ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm going to see my extended family. They live out in the Aridna system. See, I do get out. It's just, what can I say? One of them is very sick. I need to go pay them a visit.
Oh, shit, give him my condolences. I hope they're alright. Anything I can do to help?
No, it's, they're too far gone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's, I was never very close with them, but, you gotta do what you gotta do for family. So, and you should be home right now too. And since your dad just left, then it should be a good time. She'll wink at you and start eating.
He'll kind of smile back while kind of shrinking into himself. Yeah. Do what you can for family.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's watch something here on TV. Put
yeah.
on whatever you want.
Oh God, I don't know. See if there's one of those documentaries about about you and what you guys did. Those things are always good to watch.
Oh, I think they got a couple of them on the Rainfall streaming network. So
Let's watch one of those. It's always cool to see you fucking up some archfiends.
I don't actually have a subscription to the Rainfall streaming network. Do you?
I think I know the password for moms.
Yeah, of course your mother has one.
I mean,
Good for her. I mean, yeah, that's good.
yeah. Oh, I mean, everything's on it now. What else can you do?
Yeah. What else can you do? As she'll start quietly eating her meal, as flashing here, Soul and this fucking nerd outside the gate at Rainfall Lake.
Soul has her hands behind her back, walking up towards it, and she gestures out to the gate. This is the entrance to, well, it's not really my home. It's like a collective of homes.
You live here?
Yeah, we all call it Rainfall Lane. It's like our own
What's with
private.
the wall? He points, runs his finger all the way down the length of the wall this way.
Oh, well, my mom's an important person. We have to keep her protected and all.
Your mom is the leader of EarthGov.
Yeah, she is, but she's also like really nice and easygoing. She's gonna love you.
And who's your dad again?
Uh, uh, you know Julius Rainfall?
Yeah, I think my little brother had action figures of him when I was a kid.
Well, yeah. That's him. He's also like really easygoing. Uh, sort of sarcastic at times. He'll love you too. Don't worry. It'll be okay.
As the gate opens and there's a small platoon of Mark 10 Mercurius units proceeding to target coordinates as they walk by and start marching out as Nightfall is whistling, walking up here, just watching them walk out. What
As
the fuck?
as they're walking by, Soul just winces to herself.
You know what? I don't think I don't think I'm cut out for this kind of. He's gonna take a step back. Who is that? Her glowing eyes, the armor glistening in the sunlight. She, huh? It looks.
You're cut out for it. Don't worry. That's Nightfall, one of the Spartan members that are tasked with protecting the family. You're cut out for it. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Soul. You are not worth this. And he starts.
As he runs away, Soul's arms are stuck out, reaching out for him until they go back down to her side. She looks down at her feet.
Oh, sweetheart. Nightfall looking down at her. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there.
She's still looking down at her feet. It's okay, Nightfall. She looks up at her as it puts a smile on her face that doesn't quite reach the eyes. You didn't know. You were just doing your job.
He runs like a girl anyway. She starts chuckling. Look
She
at him go. You can do way better than that.
She chuckles, rubs her bicep. Yeah, I can. Thank you.
Kind of looks like Sasha's kid.
She looks down at her feet.
Only not handsome.
I actually heard the Brouses were gonna be coming for dinner. Do you know if Colt's gonna be around or not?
She looks down negative. He joined the military. You can join at 16. She shrugs if your parents sign, and he was pretty dead set. I think he's in basic right now. Marines, just like mom.
Her arm goes back down to her side, and then she rubs the back of her neck. Oh, yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Where's she looks around. Where's Carter? You
Oh,
two separated? That's a strange thing to see.
Soul chuckles. He went off to give Hazel some flowers. He's trying to fix things with her.
Oh, she shrugs. In the future, if you just call ahead, at least to this guard post, if you're gonna bring a boy here, she nods. We can avoid this, but trust me, you could do way better than that guy. He looked like a total fucking dweeb.
Yeah, that's true. I just don't know if there will be a next time,
Well, there
She-
will be. There will be. Trust me.
She looks up at Nightfall. Oh no, I might not be worth it. Looks back down at her feet.
Nightfall, maybe you just have to find a man that's strong enough to deal with you, handle you.
She chuckles. That might be the case, yeah.
And all
Well-
the exterminaries that come with the Rainfall name. This place would be kind of intimidating, think about it.
Yeah, I suppose so. Just. She rubs her bicep again. Yeah, I guess I just need to find someone who can deal with that kind of thing.
Maybe you already know them. She shrugs and starts walking this way as she's trying to leave. Please open gate. Uh-huh. Oh, hi, Krellin. Hi, Fledwick. She looks...
Soul looks through the gate as Fledwick looks up at Nightfall and waves up at her. Hello, Miss Nightfall. We would love to get through the gate. We have business to deal with.
Well, I was gonna open it for Soul anyway. She opens the gate. And where are you guys going exactly? Krellin, secret location. Samuel starts beeping, telling Frederick, say going for groceries.
Oh, Quellen. We're just going for groceries.
Groceries? I mean, okay, whatever. Not my place. Very good. Krellin walks out. Hello. Soul starts rubbing her head.
She pats Krellin's hand that's rubbing her head. Hi, Krellin, how are you?
Very good. Kneels down to her. Going to see Mother Goodash. When you old enough, we let you meet Mother Goodash. Samuel beeping. Frederick understanding his beeps. Why is he telling Samuel?
Fledwick looking around frantically.
Did you just say Mother Goodash? Is that what I heard? No. Looks...
You heard, Mother Goodbash. That's what you heard.
Whatever. He walks off, disappears. Leaving the gate open for Soul. She closed the gate on your way in, sweetheart.
The Soul gives her a thumbs up as Fledwick places a hand on Soul's shoulder. Someday soon, Soul, you shall meet the magnificent Mother Goodbash.
You most open-minded of all rainfalls. You meet my mother very soon, when time is right.
Oh, yeah, of course, you guys. I would love to meet Mother Goodbash. Is that their actual name?
Bestowed upon you, anointed, your word. Samuel beeping frantically, saying to Frederick, we need to get out of here now.
Fledwick puts a hand onto Krellin's. Quellen, we must go. The groceries for the secret mission.
Fine. He'll just help Soul into the gate. Close gate. Make sure Ash no get in. More frantic beeping. He's telling her about Ash and then saying don't let Ash in. Is what Samuel's telling Frederick.
But isn't Ash your mother's name?
Shh. He puts his clawed finger up to his mouth.
She just rubs her head like she's getting a migraine. Okay, well, I wish you guys luck on whatever it is you're doing. She walks in and presses a few buttons on the panel and waves to them as the gate closes.
We'll show her Mother Goodash someday. For now, time for broadcast. Let's go. And then disappear off into the fucking wood. As up here, Julius has made his way into it's Icy's like little private office down and on the same floor as their triple office they have together. She's just got her arms crossed looking at Memrian, who's sitting alone in this room, almost sequestered away through glass that she can't see.
Julius walks up beside her, leans on a chair in front of him. So, how long has she been sitting there?
An hour.
Nice.
So what happened with Integra?
I mean, she rubs his face.
It's not
Yeah, man.
lung cancer.
No, it's suicide.
She just shrugs and shakes her head.
Yeah, she stepped in front of a bus. She had pictures of all of our kids. He rubs his face, shakes his head, wipes. Anyway, so gestures into the room. You can read her mind, right?
I sure can. I spend a lot of time with her. She's a great student.
Okay. How terrible do you think she's about to take this?
I think at first she's going to be thrilled when you tell her you're going to promote her to lieutenant. And then when she finds out she's going to the headhunter, she's gonna be very angry. I think she's a lot like us. Shrugs at her age. I mean, well, actually, we were younger. But I think she's foolish, doesn't realize how good she has it, and won't until very stupid things happen. Just like us. She smiles and rubs Julius's shoulder.
Julius scoffs.
And I
Well.
don't think she wants to be under your command at all. So that should be bad.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. But it'll teach her a valuable lesson about the military. You definitely do not always get what you want.
She's grown close to the Marines she's been working with, especially some of the female ones. And she's got real friends now, something like that. She shrugs it. She's actually kind of annoying. Was I like that well, definitely not her age, but was I like that?
So, well, for a little bit when you would just blow us off, say some sort of hurtful things. But, I mean, I was like that too for a while there, so. Both of us were. Oh god, she is like us, isn't she?
Yeah. She's not going to be happy. I am so glad you get to talk to her. She'll rub mess Julius's hair. I'm going down to your house for dinner. See you down there. Have fun.
So, thank you for your vote of confidence, Nicole.
You're in charge of her now. She turns around and shrugs.
Julius chuckles, waves her off. Alright, I love you. See you at the house.
She runs off, walks off at a brisk pace. Julius left alone in the room, just looking in the doors over here.
Julius looks in, groans, slaps himself lightly on the face a couple times. Alright. Fought off Tewa's fucking self. I could do this. As he walks in.
You can do anything you set your mind to. Tommy in the room somehow, arms crossed, looking at you before he walks in.
About to press the button. Do you have a teleportation ward up here?
Julius, how are you doing?
I've been better, but
I know, I hear about the boss. It's tragic.
it really is.
Terrible thing.
Death, yeah, it's a terrible thing. How have you been, Tommy?
Doing wonderful, actually.
Oh?
I'm very broken up about this, Julius. I can see. Even with these glasses on.
You have been wearing those glasses a lot.
Did they help me on my advanced stage? Just think about it, Julius. How terrible it must be to have everyone you care about stripped away from you. Thanks to the actions of a 40-something-year-old man-child. Then, to have grandchild of your own and him grow up and spend all time with Leslie. Do you know Integra essentially walk in front of bus because she have nothing in her life? Cause this Ricky person decide to all the time be with Leslie? He trained with her very often, Julius. Months and months and months on end. Not a good student, no good grades. An interesting man, if you ask me. Boy, really.
Julius just stares at Tommy. That's all he does. He just trains.
He is going to make the Valorious name something to be proud of. At least that's what he said. I don't meet him, I just know these things, Julius. I hope to never have to deal with him.
Julius groans. Make the Valorious name great. Does that make sense? His father is... And his mother was...
I think he failed to realize his father helped save this thing called the universe. And sure, we don't really care for Ash, but we're the only ones. Always saying, Pequod, take the high road. It's not like the Valorious name dragged into mud, really. Tommy shrugs it. He's a strange boy.
He definitely sounds like it if he enjoys and wants to be around Leslie and her company. Not...
But Julius, what if he'd been manipulated by her, as she manipulated you? Young boys, young girls, that is when you're easiest to manipulate. Maybe these aren't the acts of stupid boy. Maybe they are the acts of partially stupid boy. And the true evil is her.
God, as always, tell me you're right. It very well could be that, but is there anything I can do about it right now, at least? No, not really.
No, I don't think so. Besides, you have your hands full. He gestures in here. She's been waiting for you for an hour. Var had strong girl. To make Icy's head give her headache. You have fun with her. I'll see you down at Rainfall Lane for spaghetti dinner. And he walks up.
Always a mystery. You should tell Nicole to look for a teleportation word as he opens the door and walks in.
She's sitting in the chair, hands on her thighs, waiting with a very annoyed look on her face. Colonel, she stands up, clicks her boots together, salutes somewhat mockingly. Rainfall.
Julius raises an eyebrow. At ease, soldier.
She stands at ease.
He walks up to her. I apologize for the wait.
Must be very busy, sir. I waited an hour. Well, more, actually. Looks down at her wrist computer. Thankfully, General Rainfall kept me company.
Julius nods. I had some personal matters to attend to. I apologize again for the wait.
So why am I being, if I may, sir, why am I being briefed by a colonel when there was a general in here? What's going on?
Well, I'm here to be the bearer of good news.
Oh,
Never-
she smiles and perks up immediately.
I'm
Am I
here.
getting transferred to the Rangers? Am I going to work with Rangers?
He raises an eyebrow. I'll get to that.
Perfect.
First, I'm here to tell you that you'll no longer be a sergeant, but Miss Lieutenant Memorian Rainfall.
She gasps.
He smiles, takes out the lieutenant bars and hands them to her.
Happily takes them. Thank you, sir. I deserve this.
I would say that you do. We wouldn't have promoted you if you did not deserve this.
I worked so hard. I thought this day would never come.
He squints at her a bit. How long have you been waiting for this, if I might ask?
Well, I've been in the military for a couple years. I figured at least 6-7 months in, I should have gone from non-com to enlisted officer. My intelligence scores, my aptitude scores, my spellcasting scores, my tutelage with... She gestures to the door, or out the window. Aunt Icy... General Rainfall. I just assumed it would happen a little faster, given my last name. Nah.
Well, we're not ones for nepotism here, for one, and two. How...
Not one. Sorry, sir?
Huh.
Really? She's a general? I mean, come on.
Yes, she's a general. She's one of the smartest people in the universe, and her spellcasting is off the charts, literally. They had to make a new chart to measure hers. And she... Okay. How many combat missions have you gone on?
Well, where live rounds are fired, none. I've been within battlefield demilitarized zones though, against the Zane's UIR troops, 6-7 miles away from the front line.
Okay, but have you ever led a squad of people against an enemy?
No. She winks at you, or blinks dismissively at you. No, I haven't.
Well, this new assignment is going to help you with that. It's going to help you realize something that I think you need to. That not everything is tests and scores.
I think working with ranger squads would be perfect. Aunt Ice, General Rainfall told me she used to work with ranger squads as pro bono free time work, so that's what I should be doing, sir.
That is definitely your opinion.
And a valid one it is.
Yes, quite. Sadly, your opinion doesn't mean much when it comes to the military. What your assignment is going to be is you are going to be a leader for headhunter squads.
What?
You will be under me.
What? Just staring at you blankly.
You will be the leader of headhunter squads. Do you need an explanation of what headhunters are, Lieutenant?
No, sir, I know what it is. But I'm already here. She points down with both of her hands to the ground. I'm already up here. In the big leagues, and Force Recon Marines are Tier 1. So why would I go work with developmental soft Tier 1 groups? There's a difference, sir, in case you don't realize.
I realize that perfectly, but to develop your skills as a leader and to see if we can really test you out, to see if you belong with the hard Tier 1 groups, we are going to put you in a soft Tier 1 group, in charge of them, in fact. You'll be the leader of them.
May I speak freely, sir?
Granted.
But I'm already here. So let's start with that and try to understand that, sir. So I don't need to be knocked down a peg. No offense.
This is a test.
I've passed my tests. My scores are better than yours, that's for sure.
Scores aren't everything. You have to be a leader. If you want to be in the big leagues, you have to prove yourself. You have not been on any, he puts one finger up, combat missions. Only simulations. You have been in zones where something could happen. But has anything ever happened? Has an IED gone off next to you? Has, oh, I don't know, a grenade been thrown at you and you've seen someone jump on it and save your life? Have you seen anyone die?
No. She looks down at her feet.
You need experience before you run in the big leagues. You gotta walk before you run. We'd let you jog for a little bit. Now you're gonna start walking.
She looks up at Julius. Yes, sir.
He sighs, shakes his head. I know you have connections to your current Marine squad. I understand that, and that can be difficult to give up. And I apologize for that, but this is what me, Sasha, and Nicole, General Rainfall, General Browse, and myself think is correct for you.
Thank you for telling me, sir.
You're welcome. You are dismissed, unless there's anything you wish to say. Speak freely.
No, sir. She'll hold her salute. I'll report down to Headhunters HQ Monday morning.
Good. Very good. He bites his lip. Very good. He takes a step back. Spaghetti dinners tonight. I don't know if you would want to come down for that, but the offer is there for you, as always.
No, thank you. I have packing to do. May I be dismissed?
Yes, dismissed.
She walks out, and you hear her under her breath choke on your wife's shitty spaghetti as she walks out. And Julius is left alone.
Julius stares at the wall. Oh, that motherfucking bitch!
Damn straight. Cutting down to the Rainfall house, Julius has made his way home. Now, Julius is already in the house. He's here because, boom, teleporter's in his office. Pequod's sitting here. Banksy's over here. Icy and Suletta are talking amongst themselves. Soul's over here. But before we get into what's going on inside the pool room, these four arrive. Right here! Wow! Icy, hey! Waves at Hunk and Dave.
Davy waves at her. Hi there. How are you, darling?
Good! She looks over at Julius. How is Julius doing after that?
Julius is running his fingers, tapping them in sequential order on his bicep, and he looks down at Pequod. Your spaghetti's fucking delicious, you know that?
She looks down at a bowl. She's prepping. You guys eating here. Thanks. You tell me every Friday. I see. Couldn't have went too well. Hunk, huh? Thanks. Oh, memory ends. Demotion. I mean promotion. Sorry.
So trust me, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, she was on Gateway and all, and going down to the Headhunters, yeah, but she needs that experience. He walks over to Icy, puts his arms out to her. You got my back on that, right? She needs the experience.
I completely agree. I mean, it was my suggestion to Sasha. She's not cut out to lead in combat. And I think it can only be beneficial for everybody that she ends up leading Carter and some other people. Right, Mom? He looks over at Davey.
Yes, I believe so. It would be definitely beneficial to them. As Elizabeth leans over to Soul. You know what they're all talking about? And Soul, her chin on the table in front of her, rolling her drumstick back and forth. I don't know, something about memory, and I think. Right, yeah. And she goes back to reading a book that Laz gave her recently.
Pequod, I mean, on a scale 1 to 10, how bad did she take it? Yeah. I mean, what's the big deal?
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna go by that metric. You remember how I used to talk to, well, basically every higher up that ever existed?
Pequod shrugs. I see. That bad?
Yeah, that bad. She quite literally said, General Rainfall, and why am I being briefed by a colonel if the general was here recently?
She has such an attitude problem. I see under her breath. So that, gross.
Yeah, she does. And that, that alone should show that she is not ready to. I know I had.
She told you to choke on her spaghetti? She's reading.
I wasn't gonna say that out loud, but yes.
Shitty spaghetti? Pequod, the little bitch.
That's what I said.
I'm sorry. Ah! Sorry.
Davine is covering her mouth, trying to hide a laugh.
Go ahead, let it out, honey.
Davine starts to laugh into Hunk's shoulder.
Yeah, I think when she's old enough, she'll be laughing too. Kisses Hale on the head. So that I wish I could laugh, but she's just a moron.
With all due respect, Auntie, I have to agree.
Well, just beat the stupid out of her, Julius.
Oh, I
You
plan.
must.
Oh, I plan to, Mrs. Well, I have better scores than you anyway.
She said that? I see. Oh my god. She did tell me she had better aptitude intelligence scores than me, which is. Icy shrugs. I mean, I never really tried on those tests. Even if I did, they weren't that great.
Julie shrugs. Yeah, that's what she said. Straight to my
Choke
face.
on your wife's shitty spaghetti. What did I ever do to her?
Well, when I offered to have her come down and I said spaghetti dinner, that's what her response was.
Pequod, get your asses over here.
He walks over to her.
Hanksy's helping make plates of food. Hunk will come over, pat Soul on the head.
She looks behind herself, smiles at him.
It's got you down in the dumps, sweetheart.
So she looks around. I was gonna bring Eric by to meet everyone, and then he ran off. And when he saw the lane.
Eric, huh? He looks over at Davy.
Eric? Really? Yeah, Eric. And she stops her rolling drumstick that's coming towards her face and grabs it.
What happened? I mean, why ain't he here?
Elaine. And then I told him that I was here because my mom's really important. And then he started to walk away from me, and that's when Nightfall opened the gate and a squadron of Mercurius units came out.
Oh. I see. Well, can I have my kid? Hunk yeah, here you go. Hunk will, honey, there's other fish in the sea. Trust me. Trust me.
Oh, I'm sure there is, she nods. One that will deal with me. I'm not sure about that, but there are definitely fish.
Hunk gestures to Davine for help.
Davine walks up behind her, gives her a hug around the shoulders, and kisses the side of her head. It'll be okay, dear. Don't worry. Take as much time as you need. I understand why you would be upset about this. Don't worry, okay?
But you're upset about Eric, Pequod, looking down my shitty spaghetti. Oh, Jesus. They're all kids. Looks at Davy.
Davine shrugs. Maybe things haven't really changed.
The doorknob jiggling here. Finally fucking fixed. He comes in.
Julius looks over at Scar. Scar, what's up, man?
Just fixing your doorknob for you. What's wrong with you? Looks over at Saul.
Looks over at Scar. Oh, Eric ran out on me.
Oh, he ran out on you, huh? Was that guy? Nightfall said there was some type of dweeb. She showed me a picture of the camera feed. Trust me, you can do better than that dweeb. Look like a bitch. This flannel shirt's more of a man than that little punk.
Soul chuckles a bit, and Elizabeth rubs her shoulders, or her back. Yeah, I met Eric a few times. He wasn't very cracked up to me ever. In fact, he was a muppet, an absolute muppet. And Davine shakes her head. She got that from Tal.
I mean, good role model for her. Hunk leaning in, kissing Davian on the cheek.
Yeah, I suppose he was. It still hurt when he said that I wasn't worth it, though.
Hunk, well, the thing is, when you find the right guy, you'll be worth nothing. You will be worth everything to him. That's what basically I'm trying to say. Pequod, yes, sweetheart. That I can attest.
Julius.
Exactly.
Julius nods. Oh, trust me, when you find the right guy, he will treat you like you're the universe to him. Because you will be the universe to him. Trust me. As a guy, I know, sweetie. Don't worry, he'll find someone.
Banksy, yeah, and then you can do things like make shitty spaghetti to choke on. Pequod, would you shut up? Look.
Julius looks over at Banksy. Come on, man.
He shrugs and starts laughing. Icy, God, she has such a shitty attitude. Suletta, I was not like that at her age.
Soul looks up at Icy. Who, Marianne?
Currently, yes.
Oh. Well, I hope she's doing okay, at least.
Oh, she'll probably be angry for the next couple years. Especially at Julius. She looks...
Julius laughs loudly. Let her be angry. See what happens.
That's right. Show her a thing or two.
Damn straight as he starts eating the spaghetti. It's delicious, honey.
Cover her ears, please. Not the cat ears. Icy covers Hale's ears. So where's that little bitch brother of yours, Soul? Come on!
Soul. Last I heard, he was giving Hazel some flowers to try and fix their relationship.
Oh. Guess that's not working for him either.
I guess not.
Oh, look at that. It's starting to rain outside. I gotta go get the golf carts indoors at the golf course. I'll come back for... Just pack me some leftovers of your shitty spaghetti. Pequod, I could never cook again if we want to keep calling it shitty spaghetti. Oh, God.
Elizabeth perks up. Please, Dan, I absolutely adore your spaghetti.
Thank you, sweetheart. She smiles warmly at Pequod. Meow. Oh, God. Look at the cat.
I think the cat likes this spaghetti too, isn't that right, Auntie?
Yes, Mr. Snuffles loves it, and he would never choke on it. Banksy, not yet, anyway. Pequod, keep it up, Lugnut. Oh.
Julius laughs. Never got used to that nickname, did you?
Uncle Lugnut. Think about that, Soul.
I do enjoy the name Uncle Lugnut. It suits him.
Why don't you hold her? Icy, well, yeah, that'll make you feel better. Give us her hand.
She holds Hale, gives her a kiss on the head, and Davine gives Soul a kiss on the head. It'll be alright, darling. Take as much time as you need. We understand.
Hunk pats his lap.
Oh, she's already on her way over.
That's better.
That it is.
So we're waiting on what? Is Sasha coming today, or is she blowing us off too?
Julius looks over at Hunk. Yeah, she was just picking up Laz from college. And then Carter's supposed to be here. Hazel fucking question mark on that, I guess. But I don't know. There. Question mark on that, I guess.
That's okay. It's the age where there's gonna be some question marks. So
If there is any time to have question marks about a relationship, I suppose it is now in his developmental process.
Banksy will start handing out bowls of pasta to people. I'm hungry. We're not gonna wait, right? Quad, no. We can all be choked on it and dead by the time they get here. She sits down.
Julius laughs.
Suletta, I will make sure she apologizes for that. Pequod, please sit down here, Julius, so I may sit.
Julius sits down.
Hunk will try to feed Davine some spaghetti.
As the past decade and a half has gone, she lets him.
It's good, it smells good.
Yeah, if I do choke on it, it's the best damn spaghetti I've ever choked on.
Pequod, maybe we could have some seafood soup this weekend. Hunk, I can make it Sunday. Dinner at our place? Yeah.
They all see Elizabeth just do a little fist bump in the air.
Hunk, yeah. Like mother, like daughter, I think.
Oh, I believe so. She always has been a fan of your cooking.
The golf cart is gone. Scar's taking it away. It's raining outside. Carter finds himself out here. What's he doing?
He's walking up slowly, a bit out of everything, walking up to the door, and he just stops, looks up at the sky. Well, at least I'll be able to see Mary Ann. Maybe I can give her these flowers. And he starts to laugh to himself, and the laughs, they start to slightly turn into sobs, and then the sobs turn into full-on sobbing in the rain.
Bye.
Carter jumps back, looks down, looks at Tommy.
He's got his arms crossed. He's somehow not wet. He's got his arms crossed, leaning up against the house.
It's, Mr. He wipes his eyes. Mr. Wiseau?
Not that hard to find, Carter.
It's my house, yeah.
Why you doing out all right? Why you crying?
He starts to walk up to Tommy. You know, I was just walking home and it started to rain. The girlfriend.
You cry in the rain all the time? Is that what rainfalls do? Rainfall?
Carter chuckles. I don't know, did my dad and grandma do that a lot?
No.
Oh, that. My girlfriend was cheating on me for what I assume to be quite a while.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did I hear you say at least you'll get to see Mary Ann?
He winces a bit and he nods. Yeah, I think I can give her these flowers, at least, right? She liked these asters.
No, you won't get to give them to her. She's spending her weekend on Gateway with her real friend.
He just drops the flowers.
That's the spirit.
Right.
Just give up before you even try. Pick them up.
He gets down on one knee, picks them all up, stands back up. Well, she's spending all her time on Gateway. I can't necessarily get to her, can I?
No, you can't. Well, it's not like you won't ever see her again. Give us some time, Carl.
Yeah, maybe. Even when she stops hanging out with her real friends, which I thought we were. But who cares? Who cares?
She's a young girl, growing. Maybe she's a bit older than you, but Complicated time in her life. Now let's go choke on some spaghetti.
What?
Nothing. Come on, I'll lead you inside. He takes him inside. He's got his arm around Carter. You should probably go get into some dry clothing. He is not wet at all, almost as if the rain avoids it.
Right, yeah. He takes a step away, looks at his arm, that I assume is completely dry. How'd you do that?
Don't worry about it. He walks in here. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Tommy, how are you?
Doing fine, doing fine. Good to see everybody having fun. He sits down right in front of Elizabeth. How are you doing, Spooky Face?
Is my face okay? I'm doing good, Mr. Wysat.
That is good to hear. Hand me a bowl of spaghetti. Banksy slides him a bowl of spaghetti.
Yeah, maybe you could tell Pequot how good it is.
I think it's excellent. I would not come if it wasn't good. And I have never choked on it. Pequot in Julius's lap. Nobody has. Right? She looks at Julius, kisses his chin.
No, nobody ever has. He gives her a kiss on the cheek and starts to eat more of the spaghetti.
Honk rubbing Davine's thigh. She's taking the whole choke on spaghetti thing pretty hard, honey.
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, I probably would too, if I'd be honest.
Poor girl. Looking at Pequod, who's just playing with Julius's chin. Out here, it's, still raining. Town's being forced to hold an umbrella for Sasha and Laz. Dinner time, honey. Run in there. Get in there.
Yes, ma'am. She starts to run as quickly as she can into the house.
As she's running in, she hears Sasha, no creeping up behind anybody and grabbing their hips down. Town's got it.
Leslie turns around quickly. Yeah, I think so. All of them would probably punch you in the face if that was the case.
Oh, trust me, they would. Like I said, it's the ash. Oh! He gets elbowed in the stomach by Sasha. They go in this direction. Wow, look who's here! Towns and Sasha. The gang's all here.
Yeah, the gang's all here. How are you guys?
Towns sits down, pats Elizabeth on the head. Good.
That's good. That's good. He looks at Sasha. Marianne didn't take it very well.
Well, I didn't expect... Yeah. Hopefully Icy helped you delivering the bad news. Icy just starts whistling.
Oh yeah, she was a big help delivering the bad news. Just left immediately.
I had important business to attend to down here, Ranger General. Very important. Pequod needed me. Had to make sure the spaghetti was non-chokeable. Sasha, what? Pequod, Jesus Christ.
A comment that the young Marianne made about me choking on my wife's shitty spaghetti.
Pequod sets the bowl down, stands up, rubs on, brushes off her shirt, come here, and puts her arms out to Laz. They haven't seen her in a while.
Laz runs up to Pequod and wraps her up in a hug.
Hi, sweetheart. Kisses her on the head.
Hi, Ma. How you guys been doing good?
Been better. Sasha, choke on my shitty spaghetti. Or her shitty spaghetti. What is that girl's problem? I don't understand.
Julius stands up, walks over to Laz, and as he does, he looks over at Sasha and mouths, "'Cause she's a bitch." And
Sasha nods her head.
he wraps Laz in a hug. How are you, sweetie? It's been a while. Yeah, it has. You guys haven't been doing that good. I hope no one's hurt, are they? And Julius looks down at his feet. No one's hurt. No one's hurt. Just some work stuff that's been bothering us. Right, honey?
Yeah. Maybe some feelings are hurt. You like my spaghetti, right, dear?
Your spaghetti's the best, Ma.
Good. Mommy has already eaten one full bowl. I could use another. Makes a handing of another.
Leslie chuckles. He certainly seems to think it is delicious.
It is the best spaghetti in the world. Second, in my opinion, only to, well, the science. Oh,
Soul perks up at that, leans over to Elizabeth. Every single time he comes over, he talks about the saint. Who do you think that is? And Elizabeth. I, uh, well, I don't know if I should tell you that. Wait, you know? Yeah, it's a long story. So, it is a long story.
Sasha's hand goes to Tommy's shoulder. She retracts it and then puts it on his shoulder and starts rubbing it. The saint is missed. Tommy, I don't know. I miss him every day. This guy was the best though. Better than this. But I did choke on his once, actually. Sasha. Yeah.
Julius has to hide a slight chuckle. The saint, his death was a shock to us all. Truly, Tommy.
That's one way to fucking put it.
Julius nods.
Big one starts laughing. Hunk. Reaches around his. He's got like a work belt on, and he pulls out a lighter and starts next to, not near Davine, but under. You know, like out of line of sight, but Davine can hear it, and Hunk.
Davy covers her mouth with both of her hands, and he can hear her start to laugh under them.
It was a tragedy. Shakespeare could never write such a tragedy. Okay, that's enough. Lets her hand off his shoulder and goes back to eating.
Elizabeth turns around, puts a hand on Tommy's hand. I'm sure it was that. I'm sure he died with only the best memories available to him.
See, the getting very important thing from a Nova. You will see in due time. Give it time, memory and come around. All is going according to plan. Be good. Excuse you? Tommy, don't worry about it. More sauce for spaghetti, please.
Right. How much of this plan do you have planned out?
Everything, extensively. Just like I plan your weddings for you.
Elizabeth looks at him.
I just wish the saint could be there for the next one. Maybe with a little help. Icy winks at Tommy.
Oh, God.
He would
Yeah.
love to be there. You'll know that.
Yes, he would. He would love to see any of our kids get married. He smiles at Tommy and then looks down at Pequod. People say me and Icy together are fucking rambunctious.
The dynamic duo. When the kids are older, we will totally show them the video of the saint's demise.
Oh, yes, definitely. I think they need to see it. As Julius starts to laugh.
Hunk holds up a glass in the air, imitating the saint toasting to Carter. He's trying to keep Davine laughing. And then he...
Davine looks at the glass, looks at Hug, and starts to laugh without her hands over her mouth.
Pequod, oh my god. Looking at...
That is pretty much exactly how it looked, isn't it?
Banksy, jeez. Looking at... Tommy, where is Babyface? I told him go get into drier clothing.
I'm not sure. Should someone go and check on him?
Maybe the sibling that hasn't seen him in a long time. Tommy tilts his head looking at Laz. Maybe it'd be a nice gesture if you know what I mean.
Right, yes. I would love to see Carter. She gives Pequod one last hug. Oh, I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah! Sit back down, Julius.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't plop on Julius's lap. Oh.
As Laz runs around everyone.
You carry a fucking lighter just to do that?
It's perfect for a comedy, isn't it?
It's like a pastime in our house. It's a beloved video, really. Comment what? What you talking about? I get just a video of Malcolm. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy indeed.
What's happening down here?
Lazuli is walking into the hallway here as Carter comes out. Laz? Hey, Carter. Are you okay? Your eyes are looking a bit red. As he pushes past her. I'm good, I'm fine. I just... Water got into my eyes. Yeah. Your voice seems to be wavering a bit. Have you been crying, Carter? And he stares forward. What do you care, Laz? What? What do you care? You just decided to run off to college, not call, not text, not even write us a goddamn email, not send a letter on some fucking paper. I don't know how you would do that, but it'd be pretty interesting. Didn't even come to our show. We gave you tickets. Every single one of them. Sure, they were in some rundown places, but who... He just rubs his face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Carter. I did go to some of your shows. Maybe you just didn't see me? And he shakes his head and pinches the bridge of his nose. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just didn't notice you. Maybe I'm just blind. Maybe I'm blind. Laz, who fucking knows? And Laz takes a step back. Did I do something wrong, Carter, or are you okay? Yeah, perfectly fine, Laz. Perfectly fine. I listened to my big sister's advice to, try and do my own thing. Do what mom wants, but do your own thing in life. And I tried to try it out, and look at where it got me. Look at where it fucking got me. Nowhere. Les, I don't know why I ever fucking listened to you. I should have just kept on training with Grandma and joined the military like Mom wanted me to and just gone from there. But no, I just had to play my stupid goddamn music. With someone I was dating who then cheated on me. Wait, what? Hazel cheated on? Yeah, she cheated on me. Laz, and at this point, Carter's hair starts to stand up from some static energy building up around him, slight sparks of electricity flying off of his hands. And she just... Apparently it's been going on for a while, and apparently I wasn't a big enough person, a big enough man, a big enough whatever. And I just... Boom. There it is. Yep. God. Fuck. As he bends over and she puts a hand on his back and it shocks her from the static and she pulls her hand away. Ow. Don't try to comfort me. You don't deserve to comfort me. You should just go back to college and not give me any more advice and just stay out of it. Right? He stands up straight, looks at her. Just stay out of it. I wouldn't be in this position if it was for you. I would have been completely fine if I just didn't listen to you. So stay out of my fucking life. You obviously don't want to be a part of it since you don't talk to any of us. Not Mom and Dad. Not me. Not so, not Elizabeth, anyone. You don't talk at all. Oh, you're busy? You're busy? Yeah. Whenever you come here anyway, on any of your breaks, you're up in your room studying. So why don't you study at college, huh? You got a whole ass library there. We all know how much you love to read. As she reaches out to grab his wrist. Carter, I'm sorry. No, just shut the fuck up. As he just lets out all the static energy that has been building up throughout the entire conversation. And electricity flies all over into the walls, causing light bulbs all around them to explode. Some shards of glass hitting Lazuli, 2 shards on the side of the cheek, causing very deep gashes, the rest on the left side of her arm. Electricity riding up the right side of her arm that will most certainly cause a scar. And all the electrical components of this part of the house shut down completely.
What the? I'm looking at her. Siletta is rolling her eyes.
Your soul shoots up. What was that?
What's going on? Pequod and her at the same time. Yeah, what was that? Julius?
Julius picks Pequod up, sets her on the bar next to him, and starts to run into the house.
Growing pains. Pequod!
Daving looks back at Hunk, stands up, and walks in with them. Soul does the same, pushing past everyone. What they enter and see is Carter looking down, his eyes wide at Laz as she's trying to cover up her completely bloody arm that's bleeding out onto the floor, the blood seeping from her cheek, the fresh electricity scar riding all the way up her forearm on her right arm. Ow!
Alright, come here, sweetheart. Hunk will gingerly walk up, move her away, and Hunk does carry a first aid kit and start addressing the issue over.
Soul runs over next to Lazuli. What the hell happened, Carter? As Carter is looking at Laz, said some things that takes a step back, staring at Laz, and he covers his eyes, rubs them, keeps them covered. I spit it out. What the fuck did you do? Come on, man. He looks up at Julius. I don't know. I don't know. I was talking, we were talking, and then I can't remember the rest. As he stares up at Julius, afraid. And Julius looks over at Icy and then down at Pequod.
Pequod, in shock. Icy comes over here.
Davine also comes over, helping Hunk out, putting like cotton swabs and wrapping them up, all up Laz's arm.
Icy, I think it's his, spellcaster.
Julius rubs the back of his neck and nods.
Is
Yeah,
everything okay, Carter? She looks over at Carter. I mean, today, in general?
Carter it takes like a wobbly step this way and then another one. No, no, it's been pretty shitty, actually.
And why? Cleaning off poor Laz. Pequod finally collecting herself, slams her foot on the ground. Yes, why?
He jumps, shoulders go up a bit. So, I saw Hazel making out with another dude, and then found out that she's been cheating on me for a while, and
And those are grounds to harm your sister.
No, ma'am. No, they're not. As he looks at his hands. I'll go up to my room now.
Yes, I think you will. You've ruined spaghetti dinner. The one day a week everybody's supposed to be together. And I think you'll stay there. You're 16 years old and being reprimanded like a child. Why don't you go think about it?
He stares at his hands and nods. Yes, ma'am.
Some southern twang 16-year-old girlfriend is worth hurting your family over.
He does not respond and he walks out to his room.
No, you'll respond to me. I'm your mother.
No, ma'am, she isn't.
Get up there, stay up there, and cry to yourself all weekend about it. Maybe you'll feel better Monday morning.
Yes, ma'am. As he'll walk away.
Pequod biting her lip. I do not like being the disciplinary. Hunk and Davine have fixed Lass's arm. I see. At least
Julie-
he didn't threaten to throw a planet into a sun. I mean, I know she's stroking Soul's forehead. I know, but or at least he didn't kill a cat. Like you remember, Soletta. Oh, forgot you were here. Sorry.
Julius shrugs, or set someone on fire and caused third-degree burns, but gestures to Laz. Are you okay, sweetie? It just hurts a bit. I'll be okay. She touches the scar on her right arm and she winces a bit. Maybe I shouldn't touch it. And Soul nods. Don't touch it, sis. Yeah, don't touch it.
Yeah, it's gonna scar over, and we can get that fixed for you if you want. So it's no big. Hunk will kiss her on the forehead.
She turns around and smiles at him. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. She looks back down. You know I love you guys, right?
I do. Hunk looks at her. Pequod, of course we do. I see you always. Banksy
Yeah.
nods. Suletta nods.
I mean, obviously we do. And Davy nods and Soul holds Laz's hand. Of course we do. Okay, just had to check. Julius,
Thanks. You want something to eat? You want your spaghetti?
she stands up slowly, Soul helping her up and looks over her head. Banksy nods. Yeah, I'll take some spaghetti. I'll try to eat it. She gives a very not real smile. We'll just say.
Come on. He'll gesture it this way. Pequod rubbing her forehead. Go check on your brother, honey. Looking at Soul.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. She stands up and runs off into Carter's room.
Icy looks at Julius and shrugs. It would suck to find out your girlfriend was cheating on you.
Yeah, that's true.
Pequod, you always take their side. Icy walks in.
Julius rubs the back of his neck, leans back on his heels and onto the balls of his feet and just shrugs. Oh, Jesus, I did not realize it was going to happen this early. I thought it was gonna be like around 20 that would happen for our kids.
Siletta, you never can tell. Just look at my memory. Walks in now. Hunk will. Yeah, well, that's better now than later.
Julius nods. Yeah, that's true. He looks around in the darkened room. Well, yeah, that's easy to fix. I could probably do that over the weekend.
Don't worry about it. I'll call Scar.
Yeah, Scar can do it. Scar's a good guy. As he picks Pequod up. You up for some more spaghetti?
She looks this way. Yeah. I look forward to these Fridays. So to have them ruined is just. Yeah, let's go eat.
Julius nods, carries her out, and as he does, there, to my knowledge, that it's something that they have to work out themselves, the spellcaster themselves, you know?
Yeah.
Even if we really wanted to help, we can't. It's a personal thing.
Yeah. She shakes her head, Hunk. Well, come on, Mamacita. Puts out his arm.
Yes, she walks over, hops into his arms.
Let's go finish that spaghetti.
It was good spaghetti.
I was gonna fake choking on it as a joke, but now I think, nah. He'll kiss her lightly on the lip.
She shakes her head and chuckles. I do not think that's a good idea.
Oh, Carter.
She starts to laugh and gives him a kiss on the cheek.
He'll carry her in here. What's going on here as we wrap up?
She walks in and sees Carter on his bed, his eyes closed, staring forward at the wall. What happened, man? I guess just some things that I wanted to say came up and things got a little out of hand. Well, yeah, no shit, man. Yeah, no shit. So Hazel was cheating on you with Dylan? Yeah, with Dylan. Okay, what did it? You probably don't want to talk about it, but what did she say? You know? Oh, she said a lot of things. She called me a bitch, and she said how everything was my fault, and I didn't have enough control, and no, that's probably true, because gestures out to outside the room. She shakes her head. Well, you said you didn't know what was going on, and yet I still lost control, so that's the point. And she just started saying things about Laz, like, where is she? She's always at college. She doesn't care about me. I guess I was used to her always, like, attacking my feelings, but not how I felt about my siblings or something like that. I don't know. As he looks at his hands again. I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror, so. Well, I can understand. Just rubs the back of his back. You know, most of what she said wasn't true, right? You did have enough control. It's not your fault. She also said that her music sucked. Well, I can attest that it doesn't. If I do say so myself, the drum beat is pretty good. Carter lets out a light chuckle. None of what she said was true, man. Just wait a bit and say sorry to Lass. I'm sure she'll forgive you. And he shakes his head. I don't think she will. You saw how much blood there was. She won't forgive me, so. So what, you're just gonna give up? Not try? At least? You always gotta try. He shakes his head. I don't think on this one I should. If she wants to talk, she'll come to me and I'll fully say everything I want to say to her. Every good thing that I want to say to her. But right now, if I just don't know if I can. And Soul bites her bottom lip. Okay, I won't force you into anything, but just know I think you should say sorry to her at least. She'll forgive you. She stands up, puts a hand on the top of his head. She's big sister, Carter. She will always say, even if you ran her over with the car, she would always forgive you. I think that sort of applies now. I don't know though. Pats him on the top of the head. Get some sleep, okay? And try to cheer her up. Hazel was a bitch. Let's be honest here. She was the cause of the downfall of that relationship, not you. And he nods to himself, looks back down at his hands, and then lays onto the bed, staring up at the ceiling. Or have some fun with the family, or as much as you can at this point. So rubs her bicep again. Okay, buddy. I love you. Love you too, so. And she walks out the room.
Flashing to a scene of Integra surrounded by a bunch of children. She's smiling as the children all laugh. Big, big smile on her face. And she lets out a long, happy chuckle, rubbing Carter's head, smiling down at Soul, Memory, and JJ. And flashing back to a few days ago, as the poor bus driver of the bus slams on his horn all too late. He hits Integra, killing her, sending her flying. The bus stopping. The mangled bike. Pictures everywhere. Concerned citizens rushing to try and make sense of the tragedy. And we will pick up the kids' story, begin their journey next week.